Get on. Did I wake up? Get your mind right. Real talk, no fluff, no sidelines. We outside, bring the truth to the sunrise. 3 a.m. and yeah, we coming at the right time. Dave Anderson Morning News. Like Hook Media. Morning Media just got dangerous.
Happy Monday, people. Man. When I tell you I am excited, I am excited. Oh, today is a beautiful day, people. Today is a beautiful day. I don't know what you have, and I don't know what you've come to do, but I have come to be messy. I have come to be damn sure disrespectful, and I'm so excited to do it. I'm so thrilled to do it. I don't know what you've been up to lately, but what I've been up to is debauchery and nonsensical BS. I need y'all to talk to me. This is Dave Anderson. I am, of course, Dave Anderson. This is Dave Anderson Morning News, and my God, do I have a show for you people today? And I need you to understand that for me, this is a situation where for a long time, I've had to put up with some nonsense, and I'm super excited to let you know that we have something that is going to completely change your world. And I don't know how to express it to you other than saying that. I've been in the booth. I've been in the lab with the pen and the pad trying to get this damn label off. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. I have not written a song this good. Probably in 10, 15 years. But this song is called iPad Cheeks. And you will hear it today. Absolutely. And it's going to be a phenomenal song. It's going to be a phenomenal song. You're going to love the song. And I'm thrilled to be able to bring it to you. I think you're absolutely going to go crazy over it. I need to know where you're checking in from. So I am extremely excited. Extremely excited. Hold on one second. We'll get with that. I don't know what that is. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. There's always something. Let me see if I can fix it. Let me see if that'll do it. Hopefully that'll do it. Oh, come on, man. I don't have none of that in there. Let's see. Okay. But my whole thing is we've got to have we got to have real conversations, and I think sometimes we don't have these conversations because we're afraid of things getting out of hand. And while that's fine and all, I want y'all to understand what is going to work and what's not going to work. So for me, I am I'm thrilled. Let's see here. And I really want y'all to understand that I'm extremely thrilled about this. I can't even explain it to you. When I tell you this is the song that is going to change your day, like y'all are going to be singing this all day, every day. I promise you. I need y'all to tell me where you're checking in from. We should have a phenomenal show for you guys today. And whether you are on Instagram, watching this on YouTube or Facebook, I want to see where y'all at. Where y'all at, though? Let's see here. All right, I see Chicago's in the building. Oh, Chicago, I got something special for y'all today. Yes, indeed. BX, NYC, yes, Clarksville, Baltimore, stand up. I love it. OKC is in the building. H-Town is in the building. Okay, that's it. What up, bad baby business? Yeah. Good morning. I see y'all. Don't forget to get those super chats popping. This is going to be the show that I don't even think you understand you were supposed to see. Oh my goodness. I am thrilled to be here. Whew. When I tell y'all, I was literally making the video right up until showtime. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna shoot a real video, but we decided to do some animations because that just made things happen. And I'm so excited that you guys are early for this. But yeah, I really want you to know that I really told y'all on Friday, and I like to deliver on my promises. Your boy Roland Martin has gone off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy Roland Martin is out here doing Roland Martin stuff. And I don't know how to explain to y'all how much I can't stand Roland Martin. And we act like it's cool. I see LA's in the building. What up? What up to my West Coast people? I want to make sure that you guys are getting this. I don't know what's happening. I see everybody over on YouTube. Let me shout out my YouTube people real quick. Let me know that y'all can see everything. Yeah. All right. I see Stormbreakers in the building. Panda Divine's in the building. Devin's in the building. Yo, I love that. Hey, what up, Ron? Thank you guys so much for being here. It's my first time doing a simulcast on Instagram as well. Because listen, technology. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, did you know what just happened? Are y'all aware of what just happened? I gotta let y'all didn't hear it. Apparently, y'all didn't hear it, but let me help y'all out. Oh, it is a super chat alert. Super chat alert. Floyd Rivers, bring the heat, brother Dave. Oh, trust me. Y'all are going to be singing this all day, every day. And if you are a member of the channel on any level, you're going to get the full uncut version of this song. He was watching Cheeks on the iPad. See, y'all are trying to drag me there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Andrea says, Rolly the bowling ball Martin is cussing this. You bunch of dumbasses. You so-called FBA. If I've got 4 grandparents, 3 of them I'm not going to talk about. 1 of them is Haitian, and y'all call me a tether. Yes. You are a tether, Rolly. Hold on. It looks like Wakanda's open. Let me close Wakanda real quick. I don't want the vibranium to escape. But y'all know Rolly watches Cheeks. And he has never addressed the Yeah, that's right. Rolly has been running from my big bro. Pause, Storm Randall. You absolutely right. But see, I'm secure in my manhood, and I'm not looking at Cheeks on the iPad, so I'm good. I'm not the problem here. But Roland Martin, I would call him a walking pause, but he's more like a waddling, rolling pause. You know, keep rolling. So if you have not shared this out with 5 people, I don't know what you're doing. But my big bro, for those of you who do not know about Vince Everett Ellison, he is an amazing guy. And I've already got it for all members. And so I'm extremely excited about that. And I want you guys to check it out, but don't get ahead of it. Don't get ahead of it. If you got your notifications on, members, you already just got it. Y'all already just got it. Y'all already got it. But what I want to do is I want to be able to, can I play it now? I want to know if I can play it. Yeah, I can play it because it's my video. All right, but I'm going to give y'all a preview in a little bit. But before we get there, we got to go someplace else. And let me see if I can find it. Because this one right here, because it's not just me. There's so many people who have been talking about Vince Everett Ellison and the way he exposed Jim Clyburn and Roland Martin. I'm going to play a little bit of it for you because we all know what time it is, and I'm going to get to the point where we can talk about Roland. because it's extremely important and I want y'all to see this. FU2 said, why is he scared to say where his grandparents are from? That's weird. No, he said one was Haitian. He didn't say that the other three were foundational Black American. If he had said, listen, I'm a foundational Black American. One of my grandparents is half Indian. I can't do nothing about that, but the other half is Black. Her father, her husband is Black. My grandmother on my father's side is half Irish. I can't do nothing about that, but she's Black. My grandfather on my father's side is Black. My grandfather on my mother's side is Black. I am a foundational Black American because if you go to any of us, there is something in our lineage, but I can trace my lineage back to the 1600s because that's my story. See how easy that was? It's just that simple. But what happens is when you're tether babbling and you're bought and paid for by the Democratic Party, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, this is what happens. But see, I can't do this by myself because you know what I need? I need some backup. I need somebody with some power. Wait, powers. I need somebody with the powers of objectivity and accountability to come up here so that he can give you his take while I'm doing what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, he's from New York. He does not swing, but he does have super strength and super sense. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, my homeboy, Mr. Black Spider Guy Advice.
Yo, what's good, bro? Glad to be here, man.
Man, I'm so happy. Brother, you came on a great day.
Did I?
You did, because we talking all things Roland Martin and how fake he is.
Got you. I've been so busy with dealing with stuff when it comes to political wars and money and finances. I haven't been able to really catch up on this particular subject matter.
Oh, that's okay, because all I want you to do is react. And that's the beauty of this. Oh, my goodness. I am so happy you're here, bro. I'm so, and as I said it, man, I wasn't playing. You have an open invitation to pull up anytime.
Oh, man, I appreciate that because I definitely have a lot of, I'm free basically every single Monday this month, so.
Well, all right. So it's going to be Black Spider Guy Mondays in the building. I love that. Now, let me talk to the audience real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, there are well over 60 people here on this live. Y'all should be sending this out to 10 other people. And the likes should be way up right now. The shares should be way up. Liking and sharing is free. I do appreciate the super chats, and I'm always going to prioritize the super chats and the members. But I want you to get those likes all the way up because this is a brand new show. We're almost at 25,000 subscribers on the road to 100K in under 2 weeks. That is not because of me. That is because of you. So if you give a damn, I'm gonna need you to go on ahead. And first of all, those are not glasses. That's a part of his mask. Don't you disrespect my superhero up in here.
Yeah,
my
man.
favorite superhero. He's black and he's a spider guy. And he gives advice.
That's what I do. I don't shoot webs. I shoot logic. I shoot logic. That's the goal. You know, that's the power. We have the ability. I have this thing called common sense. It's my common sense. It allows for me to sense what is the debauchery and the insanity, and it allows me to pinpoint where facts need to be thrown at. My great stuff.
Well, when I tell you straight up and down, bro, your common spidey sense is about to start tingling, bro. Everett Ellison is calling out Roland Martin, and we're just going to roll this beautiful bean footage. Yes, we are. Let's go.
We cutting food with each other. I said, Patty, I don't want to talk about racism and all this kind of stuff in America. I said, here you are. You've done very well. I've done well in America.
Let's keep it moving. Hold on.
I hated black people.
Oh, here we go. Here it is. This right here, man, listen.
Roland's going to be like the punk he was. He's going to put some little idiot stuff on Twitter, and I got an alert. Said Roland Martin mentioned you. And Roland Martin mentioned something about, I hated black people. Enemy to black people. What the hell is he talking about? I don't even know this dude. And I'm trying to figure out what's happening. So I called my manager, April Chapman, and said, April, what is this about? And she's, April's from the Bronx. She said, Roland is trying to passively aggressively attack you on Twitter because he was too much of a punk to meet you on stage at Patrick Bet-David. I said, this little punk. So Roland never ever debated me at Patrick Bet-David because, of course, he knew that he couldn't win the debate. But that's not strange. Patrick sent out the invitation to Van Jones. He didn't come. Charlemagne the God, he wouldn't come. He sent it out basically to every black liberal out there, black liberal Democrat, to debate me on his show, and all of them pissed their pants. Y'all know why. Y'all watch my show. So all you black Democrats out there who are always sending me all this hate mail and stuff, send hate mail to your little punks out there and tell them, why don't you call up Vince Ellison? They call me up, I get them on Patrick Bet Davids the next day and debate them on there. I don't care who it is. Invitation. So y'all do that. And until y'all do that, don't say nothing to me.
Okay.
I mean, and let me fill in some things.
I like that energy, man. I like that energy.
No, this is Big Bro right here. Big Bro do not play no games, man. I absolutely love my brother Vincent Everett Ellison. He's a phenomenal dude. He's really about that life. He is a very strong, very staunch pro-black conservative. And what happened was, Roland Martin says, well, you know, he's ruining black people. And I'm like, dude, if you feel that way, pull up. This is the thing with Roland Martin. Roland Martin will debate people he thinks he's intellectually superior than. For example, my homeboy King Randall, who is a year younger than my almost 27-year-old daughter. So he's like 25, 26.
Right.
And King Randall was on his show. And Roland said, what do you mean do for self? What does that mean? And King Randall's like, no.
I hate people that do things like that nitpick around and think that their basic surface level observations are enough to go deeper. And it's unfortunate. There are a lot of people that will only debate individuals based on, like you said, if they feel they can defeat them so they can get a clip out of you. You know, they're clip farming. But, you know, the whole point of a debate isn't to win, really. It's to figure out what is and what is not. If I fail, that doesn't really matter. I learned something, but nobody wants to learn anything. People just want to look good for a video clip.
Yeah, and to me, that's corny. Listen, I'll take an L. I haven't taken one in quite some time, but I'm always down to take an L. I'm not afraid of the smoke. But see, here's the thing, right? And I'm going to keep with you, BSG. Every Wednesday, I have a smoke show. People on Instagram, God, I'm starting to sound like what? All the punk Instagram, all the tethers. When I say come up and say what you got to say, they just don't show up, bro.
It happens a lot with me on Instagram too. You know what it is, bro? They don't want to lose the foundation that allows for them to operate on the internet. Because once a video of you destroying them verbally or logically comes out, then it's like, well, why should I follow you if the boat that you're floating on is held together by such thin paper? You know, it's like why would you want to follow that? They don't want to lose their following, or they know their ideology just is not as deep as it really is. Some of them are just doing this stuff for business, honestly. That's what I've come to find.
Truly. And that's the thing. So if you guys are liking the content, I need more likes. I need y'all to start sharing this out. I want you to react to this. Now, this is a young lady named Sabs, and she's absolutely incredible. I want you to see what she says about Roland Martin. And we're going to go ahead and roll this beautiful beam footage right here.
And all you punk asses out there, let me be real clear, especially some of you loud ass folk who proclaim to be FBA, all man, he or shield, book dancing for the Democrats. All y'all can go fuck yourselves. Let me be real clear.
Damn.
I know what these people are trying to do. And you damn right. I want them to lose the Senate race in Michigan. We're going to play my interview with one of the candidates. I want them to lose in Alaska. I want them to lose in Maine. I want them to lose in Georgia. I want them to lose in North Carolina. I want them to lose in Texas. I want them to lose in Florida. I don't care, because what these people are doing, they want to destroy any and everything in Black America. Again,
interesting.
All y'all FBA, B1, ADOS folks, it don't matter. There is not a single Black attorney who is representing a family who has been the victim of police violence who has any faith that this Department of Justice will intercede and prosecute them on civil rights violations.
Now, before Sabby gets at him, let me just say this real quick, BSG, and for those of you who are watching. When a family is represented by an attorney, and that attorney is dealing with police brutality, some type of, civil issue, that attorney can only sue them civilly. It is up to the Department of Justice or the state or local, depending on whose jurisdiction the law enforcement officer in question is in, to bring forth charges. So to say that if none of these people have lawyers that could, I guess you ain't heard of mumbling Ben Crump. He seems to be getting money everywhere, but he won't take a case unless he knows for a fact he can win it. That's why he's starting to lose a lot of support. I have friends who were working with him who was like, no, I can't stand him because he's an ambulance chaser. And there's people who could really use his high profile and his help, and he wouldn't. So Roland right here is being intellectually disingenuous because he does not understand that people like you and I are discerning, and people like Sabs are discerning. So let me go ahead and keep it rolling because she's about to ether in.
So all y'all punk asses out there who claim y'all so pro-black, let me say it again. This DOJ don't give a damn. Donald Trump has said 100% immunity for any cop. So, and you're right, the 2 cops in the Breonna Taylor case, they dropped the charges. I can name case after case. So if y'all can call me whatever names you want to, and y'all can sit here and do all you little punk ass podcasts and talk behind your microphone.
Hold on, pause real quick. Mm-hmm. I always have an issue when somebody's trying to be an intellectual, but all they do is curse and do basic level insults and speak in a disingenuous manner. You can't come off as intellectual or want to be able to be perceived as the one that's morally higher, and in the same breath also consistently insult the people that you're trying to debate intellectually, because it's just disingenuous. It's very clear he's upset emotionally, and I don't think it comes across as genuine if he's trying to actually be perceived as correct. I hate when people do stuff like that. I just wanted to say it.
And then I also need you to understand this. Now, as a person who used to be almost 600 pounds, I can tell you the one thing that nobody ever talks about when you're overweight is that you have a tremendous amount of stress because your body has an overabundance of cortisol. Y'all can look this up. Cortisol, cortisol. It's the body's stress hormone. And because you're built like 3 bowling balls with a beach ball in the middle, what winds up happening is you're so stressed out, it doesn't make any sense. And if you just look really quickly, and now I'm not a medical doctor, but I was a fat ass. If you look around the cheek area, that's not 5 o'clock shadow because he doesn't have werewolf face. That's actual blood pressure, high blood pressure indications along the cheeks there. And if you look under the AL, you can see that he didn't wear a strong underwire bra for this. So his cortisol is off the charts, right? The other reason he's got 3 other people here bobbing their heads yes is that they can step in the event that he has a gravy-induced heart attack, God forbid. So I just wanted to bring that up. The man is stressed out, BSG. He's stressed out.
He's stressed out and he's preaching this just crazy.
All you people on your podcast and on your YouTube. Ain't you on YouTube? Ain't this a podcast?
Yep.
Didn't you get fired from TV One?
Yep.
Didn't you get fired from CNN? You've gotten fired from every job you've ever had, homie.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, no one's hiring you. Bro, I don't want to hear nothing, but I'm gonna let Savvy rock.
Y'all Simple Simon assholes are saying that Black America is being under assault.
Let's pause it there for just a second, if you guys don't mind. So let me break this down for everybody here, okay? So Roland Martin, he interviewed Kamala Harris. He has a very, he has an in with the Democratic Party, right? So he can interview presidential candidates. He interviewed Hillary Clinton when she was running for president. He's in that club. The rest of us are not. Okay, like I'm grassroots. I don't even have sponsors on the show.
Yep.
Many of us that are in this independent media that are Black, because that's who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us, we don't have that type of access. We are not in those spaces that Roland Martin is in. And what has happened over time is that people have started to ask the question, why should I vote for someone if I'm not getting anything in return?
Yes.
And in particular, it didn't start going into 2024. This started earlier. Mm-hmm. But in particular, he said FBA and ADOS. Black Americans have started to ask, over the past couple of years, I'd say, why should I vote for you if I'm not getting anything in return? In other words, making demands.
I mean,
hallelujah.
I don't see how that's unreasonable. BSG, do you see anything unreasonable in asking for something for your vote? Isn't that what we're here for?
I think that currently people are used to a certain status quo of Black people will just do what we say as long as we make a video with their favorite artist or rapper and they do a dance and we say, vote for these people. And for the first time in a long time, Black people are saying, wait a minute, we're not fucking stupid. Let's think logically about what we're getting and what we're giving. Because we give a lot, which is this huge vote, energy, and absorbance amount of personal clout. And we really have to assess and reevaluate. Now, there are people out there that are so used to Black people just going along with things. That was the status quo. That anyone that disrupts this, which is usually, intellectuals, people who are thinking, anyone that disrupts this is now an enemy. Doesn't matter if you're Black, doesn't matter if you might be right. It's the fact that you're disrupting the money flow of me or whoever my compadres are, who usually get what we want out of you by giving you a little bit of some fruit and some candy and dance for me a little bit and you'll do what we want. Okay, have a nice day. They don't like that we're breaking up the control and that we're giving people this thing called common sense and critical thinking. It's very unfortunate, man. I'm glad that a lot of Black people are waking up and are able to do this and not just go along with whatever mainstream media tells them to believe, because that gets very tiring.
It really does. Now, I want to play the thing that no one likes to talk about that he thought he was going to just scrub from the internet. And that's when we found out why Roland can't keep a woman, allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only, because this is what happened. And I want to thank my good sis Angela Stanton King for putting this back out here, because this right here, this is it. Let's go.
Let me go ahead and play this one for y'all. Check this out.
About your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn Black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity. And same old tired playbook.
Notice she didn't say he's wrong, I'm proud to be Black. Even when Oprah questioned Michael Jackson because he was bleaching his skin and he said, I have vitiligo, I'm proud to be Black. I love being Black. We tried to do the makeup and it just didn't work. So this was the other alternative. I'm a very proud Black man. I love being Black.
My issue with Kamala was always that she had never talked about being Black until that moment. She was always talking about how she was proud of her Indian heritage. There's literally videos about her promoting her being proud of her Indian heritage. That's all she would ever talk about. So that's why it came so left field when people were like, this doesn't make any sense. Because you never talk about this. And it was very obviously a media grab to try and get the Black vote, to me.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Now, that's not the big push on Action News today, Black Spider Guy. Let's keep this party rolling. It gets better.
Next question, please. That's it. That's it.
Oh!
Not your opponent, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's it.
What the?
Pause.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this was live. Yes.
Wait, that's live?
This was live. Yes.
Oh my God.
Wait for it.
That's it. That's it.
Oh my God.
And he starts freaking out and his mic is muted.
Opponent, Donald Trump.
And he's cussing out his team because they went to his iPad.
People might be surprised to hear that.
Oh my God.
Interacted with him, met him.
His next question. Let me go ahead and play this one for y'all. Check this out.
Oh my God.
And he has never, as Deontay Wilder would say, addressed this to this day.
Oh my God.
To this day, BSG, he's never addressed it. To this day.
Jesus.
And I'm trying to understand, why is it? Because I have personally, and keep in mind, I've known Roland Martin the better part of 25, almost 30 years now.
Right.
He knows who I am. He knows how I get down. I knew Roland Martin when he was doing AM radio in Chicago and no one was listening to him. And he was saying, you know, I'm on W in Chicago and AM 930 or whatever the hell it was. I can't even remember. That's how long ago it was. And at this point, I had just taken the helm of Ricky Smiley's show and we had gotten him, I think, like 4 markets and we were on our way to 30 before I left. What wound up happening was, you know, we'd have like people from our show go to his show because he was on TV1, so he was in the family at that point. So Roland has gotten himself to a point where he has forgotten that people know what actually happened. For example, allegedly, depending on who you ask, you know, Roland was married once upon a time. And and he didn't have any kids because apparently, allegedly, his former wife did not want to have kids with him, or said she didn't want to have kids. And then after she left and they divorced, I don't know who divorced whom because I don't care that much, and I'm not Tasha K. But what I will say is that magically she had kids, and I'm just wondering, just hypothesizing, just submitting this question out to you. Could it possibly be, and this is for you and the audience, and of course all of my super chatters and members? Could it be the reason is that Rolly was trapped in the closet?
Maybe.
Could be.
A lot of people get into relationships potentially while staying within the closet to save face. Because they don't want to be perceived a certain way, but that's disingenuous because you can't tell people about how to be and how to think if you can't be honest with yourself. You have to at least be honest with yourself if you want to teach people something.
Right. And my whole thing is, if in fact that's what you're doing, don't waste somebody else's time.
Right.
Like that to me is the worst part. Like I'm gonna tell you like this: if I was gay, bro, I'd just be gay,
right?
And I would deal with it. Like Kevin Hart told what's his name? Old Town Road. You know what I'm talking about. Lil Nas X. He's like, you're gay, so we don't care.
Right.
Like, black people do not care if you're gay.
Nope.
Look, listen, black people support Billy Porter.
Yep.
Billy Porter showed up at the White House lawn for the Juneteenth barbecue in a gala dress, and nobody cares. It's like, okay, Billy Porter.
As long as you're honest, who really cares, to be honest? That's just how it is. I don't got time to really be worrying about what you do.
No,
just
I don't care who you sleep with.
Right.
I don't. But my whole thing is, why didn't you address this? Because it happened. You're just going to ignore it and move on, and nobody holds him to account on the fact that he had booty cheeks on his YouTube channel.
Well, that's because he's the puppet that they like to utilize the most. He's willing to conform to whatever they need. He's the black guy they go to. You know, the puppet that they can shape and mold to whatever they need him to be. And it's unfortunate, man. You see a lot of these types of dudes that have zero integrity, but because they're the ones that have the quote unquote keys to the castle, they're perceived as what all black people should aspire to be. But it's like, who gave you that right? It's very weird.
Now, again, because I don't like to be a person that doesn't tell you the truth. I am going to show you. And this is an article according to Fox News, so you can take it with a grain of salt for those of you who just hate Fox News. Kamala Harris interviewers received large campaign donations to their groups ahead of sit-downs. FEC, that's federal, you know,
right?
Filing show organizations run by Al Sharpton and what's that say? I'm sorry, translated into English as Roland Martin received payments from the Harris campaign ahead of their interviews with the Democratic candidate. So there's a couple of things I can tell you because I had to do campaign stuff with then Senator Obama.
Okay.
When it came to talking to folks like Tom Joyner, Ricky Smiley, stuff like that. When you do that, you have to offer equal time, especially when it's not paid. And we didn't get paid to have Barack Obama on, but I remember we had offered equal time, I believe, to John McCain, if I'm not mistaken. But that in and of itself is insane. But let's just see what it says. Now, FEC filings reported first by the Washington Free Beacon show the Harris campaign gave over $250,000 to Reverend Al Sharpton's nonprofit organization, which is the National Action Network for people who want to use their Googles. And Harris sat down for a friendly interview with the MSNBC host October 20th, in which he asked her what she wanted her legacy to be 50 years from now. To put another way. What this is saying is 1 + 1 = 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 = 4. 4 + 4 = 8. And
just follow the money. Just follow the money. That's all you got to do.
And that's the thing, BSG. They got paid to do puff piece interviews where they don't ask any tough questions.
Yep.
And that's the screenshot of it. And then, you know, oh God, look at that. Look at this. Look at the hot dog pack back here. Look at the turkey neck over here.
I really don't like Al Sharpton, so.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. We're going to get there. Don't even worry. But my whole thing is, we know for a fact that Roland got $350,000 through his New Vision Media Company. For those of you who don't want to look up who actually got the money, you can check this out with the FEC. New Vision Media, which, you know, owns Roland Martin and the Black Star Network, no different than the Business Bully LLC owns Dave Anderson, the Business Bully, because that in and of itself is technically a character for legal and financial purposes.
Right.
David Anderson is a completely different animal. With my, you know, so that's how that goes. The same way Terry Bollea is not Hulk Hogan, even though everything that I'm saying is very real. What I'm trying to get you to understand is if you're being paid, you're going to make sure you do not bite the hand that feeds you.
Right, which helps alter people's perspectives by you not asking hard questions, which helps fluff up the person that you have on your show as a result. And then they get the publicity that they paid for versus having a genuine conversation that might showcase their actual beliefs. It's a blatant manipulation of perspective and views. It's very unfortunate.
It truly is, BSG. And I want you to see something very quickly. And hopefully I can pop this up for you really quick. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This right here is Jamal Green. And Jamal Green is a young man who for some reason got attacked by Roland Martin, and then he confronted him when Roland Martin came to Chicago. So I want to roll this. I'm going to unmute it, and we're going to hear what happened.
Need to know the real narrative and the facts. Number one, Roland Martin is the aggressor here. He came after me publicly. He was paid to do so. I was on Twitter talking.
I don't know if the music's going to get anything, but I'm going to be critical of these campaigns and make sure that we get policies that so that when whoever becomes president, they don't forget about us. Roland Martin called me stupid, dumb, an idiot, and a fool on his show. Really? I never tweeted at Roland Martin. I never talked about Roland Martin at all. He came to my Twitter page, quoting my tweets to call me stupid, and then he did a show about me, and he called me a fool. Now, what I did was I went to an event that he was at today, and I went to ask for a conversation. My arms were folded. I was not being aggressive, and he kept pushing it off, kept trying to leave and not have a conversation with me. And you saw what happened in this video. This guys we cannot stand for. And basically what happened was Jamal Green was running for public office, and he did not have enough money to win. But he, you know, after Roland Martin does what Roland Martin does, which is call people all types of dumbasses, he found a real one, and that real one pulled up on him, and Roland hid behind black women. Hid behind black women, and they called for security. See, because that's what happens when masculine energy shows up to a beta male simp mangina with hot dog neck.
A lot, you know, as a guy that debates people on the internet and have been doing so for years, I've noticed, man, like a lot of people who wouldn't normally have power simply because they're able to hide behind a screen. But if you were to have an actual visible debate and have an actual conversation, a lot of these people would fold within at least 20 to 30 minutes. But because they're able to hide behind a screen, they're able to doctor up their face, they're able to change the words using AI and have people telling them when to cue certain speeches, they're able to give off the persona of an individual that can naturally speak like you or some other people that I would know that can actually articulate no matter where they're at. They try to mimic what you are to get the same power that you gather naturally. And it's it's just unbecoming because you're trying to serve your quote unquote people, the black community. Like that's the goal of all of this, is to help our quote unquote people. Yet you're not doing it because you genuinely care. The intent is to just make a buck. And then when people call you out on that, when you get called out on selling out your people, you automatically go to protect me, because at the end of the day, your goal isn't to help anyone but yourself. why I don't like Al Sharpton, because you do the same thing. You say you're there for the people when I act like you're some kind of Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but then in reality, you're just there to drain money and then use that money to act like the very people who you say you're an enemy of, when you're really going on dates and hanging out with them and then go on TV and act like you're not doing those things and think that regular black folk are just supposed to act like this isn't fucking happening when we know it is. And then when we call it out, you call us degenerates, sellout, a coon. I get called that all the time. And then it works only because they're able to do so behind the guise of a screen. So it's very tiring, man.
Yeah, bro, you're hitting the nail on the head. Now let's talk, because you brought Al Sharpton up, and I feel like if you're going to say his name, we need to show people what he did. Now, I don't know for a fact if her exploratory committee, if she even has an exploratory committee, paid Reverend Al, but I do know that the National Action Network puts on a very big conference. And two things that were very interesting to me happened. One I don't have footage of, the other one I do. The one that I don't have footage of is there was a young man there, and he said, is there anybody in here 35 and younger? And he said, yeah. He's like, yo, all these people up here is older than that. And they continue to talk for us, and we gotta move away from them. It's time for young people to start taking over and start demanding something for our vote. So then Al Sharpton, criminal informant number 5. Criminal informant number 5 sits up there and says, well, y'all got to start watching out for these agent provocateurs coming in here being negative. No, there's nothing negative about accountability except for it messes with your money.
Yeah.
Rev.
Yeah.
I know that messed up your little simping sermon, sir. But what we're not going to do is be a simple Simon, like Roland says, and have simping sermons. But let me show you the second thing that happened, because amazingly, out of nowhere, the former vice president and the loser of the presidential election in 2024, Kamala Harris, media to put the kitty back it out. But the cat eat, she mully out to get out on the stage, and she decided that she was going to drop an announcement of sorts that got the crowd rolling. Let's see what she said.
For 4 years, being a heartbeat away from the presidency of the United States, I spent countless hours in my West Wing office, footsteps away from the Oval Office. I spent countless hours in the Oval Office in the Situation Room. I know what the job is, and I know what it requires.
Harris is one of several Democrats and potential.
Wait, pause. How old is Kamala Harris?
I think she's 60 something. Let me see. Let's Google it. That's what I don't understand. Y'all got all this technology. 61.
Right. So she's young enough, really. But my thing is, man, is we need like a somebody at a JFK age to really be doing something, because constantly I'm seeing these older leaders, and nothing against anyone that's older, but just like there's certain age group limits to driving and other things, I think there should be certain limits to certain positions of leadership, just because of the stress level that you're going to be under and the quickness of thought that you need to have in order to really function well. And also being a part of the generation that is within the digital age, understanding the lingo, what have you, I think is also important. As we are having this generational gap between the X millennials and the Z alpha betas. And I think it's very important for the younger generation to be able to affiliate with people. Because as a younger guy myself, I hear it all the time in my social groups, which is just like, these older people are just trying to control something that they don't even understand. And it's like, you would want somebody like a 40-year-old or maybe like a 45-year-old, somebody in the middle that can, that can connect to both sides. Not to say again that there aren't older individuals that can't, but come on, man. It's unfortunate because I know that she's just a puppet, and it's just like, can I get somebody that has a train of thought that's genuine? It'd be different if she was genuine, and she owned up to her failures, and then I'd be like, okay, let's give her a shot. But it's the fact that you are literally just a makeshift puppet for people to just fall in love with, simply because you're a quote unquote black woman when I know you're not.
That part.
It's just like, you're not that, but people are rallying against that. And it's like, bro, you need to look at all the videos she made before she was even in this position, before you start trying to figure out that she's a black woman. Look at what she said in the past till now, because the past is a record of what somebody actually is.
That's it. When you do things like laugh when somebody's being prosecuted, or hold back evidence that would exonerate or free individuals because you have a certain work quota to meet in the state of California, you're suspect to me regardless of what you claim to be. But my main thing is, and people are like, well, she's an AK. I know white alphas. I know gay alphas. I know Indian Kappas. I know white Q dogs. What is you talking about? Now, those organizations are historically black, but they're not exclusively black, because that's illegal. And when we act like this woman has not been there, I'm gonna call it a buck. When you sat up there and said, well, I'm not gonna sit up here and say I want to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, we're not gonna go there. But I want you to see the rest of this real quick, because it is funny.
Presidential candidates who have spoken at the annual event this week. The convention can serve as a way for politicians to have a chance to build support among black voters, of course, a crucial voting bloc that often shapes Democratic.
Man, that man looked like he about to fall over. He looked like a bag of bones. He looked like he could play a live action Jack Skellington in The Nightmare Before Christmas. What is going on, Rev? Bro, somebody give Rev a sandwich or get him some type of gastric revision, because I think they made his pouch too small. He don't got a sleeve, he got a cuff.
Primaries. Here with us is CBS News Executive Director of White House and Politics, Finn Gomez. He's been at the convention.
Community, a pillar within Democratic.
We don't care.
7 days.
Like not enough campaign time.
We don't
feel that
he's really excited and galvanized about what they were seeing in terms of
the whole.
I've been hearing that.
She says she's thinking about it. She's thinking
not
about
enough
it.
campaign time.
So I just can't take that no more. But bruh, when I tell you, I do not believe a word that comes out of that lying woman's mouth. I really don't. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the same woman who said, well, you know, she's the same woman who said, well, you know, we've been to the border. And Lester Holt said, have you been to the border? Well, I haven't been to London either. Wait, what? She was the border czar. And everybody said, oh, she wasn't the border czar. But y'all was the same people on CNN and MSNBC saying that she was the border czar when it was okay. It's like, it kills me the way they flip-flop based upon what they're being told to say, allegedly, supposedly.
Right. Well, they got to do what they got to do for their donors, you know, for the lobbyists that give them money to do certain things. They have to give off a certain energy or be perceived in a certain way to help with their controllers, you know.
Yeah, no, I can dig that. If you've got a question, make sure that you ask it in the chat. We're always going to prioritize our members. We're always going to prioritize our super chats, but we want you in here. This is important not to mention. I wrote and produced a song for Roland Martin, and we're going to play it in a couple of minutes. So you definitely want to make sure you're sharing this out. You're hitting that like button. You got to help the algorithm. Help the algorithm. Because we need that, man. And by the way, BSG, I want people to understand that you are one of the most prolific debaters on the internet right now. And I don't want people to get caught up in the mask, but people got to understand why you wear the mask while we're on the subject here, good brother.
No, yeah. So, I mean, first and foremost, I work in medicine. You know, I work in a field that, you know, you need to have a certain level of professionalism. And you know, so there's that. But number one, I always wanted to be able to have the logic or views that I have be held at the forefront of what I do. People will attack your face. People will attack your looks. I don't need you to do that. What we need to do is focus on the logic. And number two, you know, besides the trying to protect my family and protect me, because unfortunately I do debate everything. And as a result, people want to come for my life. You know, it also stands as a symbol to say that any man should be able to wear the mask, the mask is symbolic for a man that is free to speak and think the way he wishes to. Anyone can be Spider Guy advice. Any man should be able to freely feel and be who he is. And so that's what the mask resembles. Even when I pass away, somebody can wear the mask, put on the hoodie, and still be what this is, because this is more than just me. It's a symbol. For me, it's a symbol of logical understanding and common sense, the ability to be free in thought and not be afraid. That's the main reason as to why people will shit on me all day, but most of the people that shit on me, they can't beat me in a debate. You know,
I mean, that's usually how that goes. I want to ask you something. How do you do you do so many cool animations? Like you have stuff where like Batman is reaching out to you for advice, or you can take like anime stuff. Like, how do you come up with this stuff? And what's your inspiration for doing it that way?
So, you know, I always, when I first started in like 2018, 2019, everybody had the same format. Everybody does it the same way. You know, hey, look at this. This is the subject. Let me talk. And I always said, wouldn't it be interesting, because the feminists have their own type of propaganda. They've got movies, they've got music, they got TV. I was like, what if we were able to, on our side, create the same level of quote unquote propaganda? I hate to use that word, but from a standpoint of logic and common sense. If I can get you to laugh, but at the same time learn, wouldn't that help the message grow faster, just like they're doing it? So my goal was to create logical videos, but in a fun way that were more easily absorbed to combat against the constant propaganda they produce. And it was it's very successful. And, you know, and I sit down and I ask myself, what would be some ways that I can take this very heavy logic and break it down and disseminate it to where it can be easily absorbed and people can laugh a little bit. You know, and I always say that if I can't laugh at my own videos, I'm not going to upload it. You know, I learned to video edit like 10 years ago, and now I've gotten to a point where I can make shows, I can make cartoons, I can do a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I could put you on the moon. I've made music videos.
Wow.
So it took a lot, but it all came from the same intent, which was to make logic and common sense fun, to make the format fun, not just to talk in front of a screen, but to get you to really engage. That's mainly why I do it like that.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I can't play the audio, but I want you to see something, BSG. Bro, look at this. Look at this. What kind of reinforcements did they use to build that stage? And why is it that when he got his Temu tunic, he couldn't get it in the 6X he requires? I just really want to know. I'm just curious.
He's really enjoying the star power that he's got. He's really enjoying the star power he's been given. I've learned that a lot of these people who are supposedly intellectuals are more so just people enjoying the spotlight than actually talking about things that are based in logic. You know, like I tell people, like, I love wearing a mask because it doesn't give value to the person underneath, but it gives value to the ideology and the logic that we're speaking of. Because the person underneath shouldn't matter. The logic should matter. People like this, who are unfortunately puppets to a higher individual, you know, they get paid off. Hey, we'll give you this money, say this shit about your own people, and we'll make you feel like a star. Oh, fantastic. I'll sign that contract. A lot of people would, especially when you don't have integrity.
And that's the thing, bro. I have turned down so many checks. It's not even funny. I've turned down being able to borrow somebody's jet whenever I wanted to.
Damn.
Because and I promise you it's not cap. I wish I could make that up. I am telling you, I have been to people's homes who you all know and respect, who have homes so big and so vast in, let's just say, a certain area of a certain state in the South where there's a beach. And they have their own private section of that beach, and their personal trainer / chef lives in the house with them and cooks all of their meals. And says, you can have this as long as you do this, this, and that. And I'm like, and the difference is I was 28, I wasn't 48.
So they were asking you to sell your soul, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, in no uncertain terms. They didn't use the word "sell your soul," but that's definitely what was implied. So I want you guys to see this real quick because I want to refresh your memory because a lot of y'all forget.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit Black people. No. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit Black people.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that, right?
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's
only gonna benefit Black
people. I think we need to be transactional voters. I think
Harpo, who this woman? I think we need to be transactional voters. Hold on.
Yes, it is right when we are trying to get folks to register to vote and to go vote. And it is absolutely right that we remind everyone of our history, especially when they're trying to erase it.
As a person that studies body language, when they start doing this, they're trying to get you to realize that they're going for the heartstrings. I'm manipulating you. This right here is a hand gesture in order to let you know, I want you to know that I am appealing to your feelings right now and trying to get you to override your logical brain. But let's keep going.
We remind people of the lives, the bloodshed on the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
That has nothing to do with her.
The sacrifice of those young people at the lunch counter.
That has nothing to do with her.
The assassination of Dr. King. There are
also nothing to do with her.
So many things that we must remember about history so that what compels us to vote includes not only our civic duty, but honoring the ancestors.
So she just simply said,
whose ancestors? Bob Marley? Whose ancestors is it? Buju Banton? Oh no, Buju Banton's alive. Let me see. Beanie Matt? No.
She essentially said, vote for me because I look like you.
Yeah. I look enough like you and you'll believe it because, you know, I know how to use skiwi and perm.
Yeah.
But how do you trust a woman that sits up here and talks this way and doesn't even have the respect to take her husband's last name?
Yeah.
And she raised his kids. She popped none out of her own. And again, you can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, BS.
No. I was just saying, it's just easy manipulation. It's just so easy to spot, you know. But she brought up literal big names throughout history, and is just using that. It's like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Oh my God, she's one of us.
Yeah, the ancestors. Somebody said Gandhi. I love that.
Did you just say slavery? I'm a vote for you.
Oh, listen, that's all I need. Oh, the Bloody Sunday. We're gonna talk about, but wait, there's more.
Yes, and here's what I'm suggesting. In addition, get yours.
See, I'm going to use some slang, and I'm going to lower my tone just enough, and I'm going to all of a sudden move to the left so I can tell y'all to get yours. And that sultry, love that chicken from Popeye's voice that she throws on whenever it's convenient for her, aka, you better think a union member.
Vote and say, I'm voting because I expect something out of this. You're
wait. Hold up. Wait. Does she think y'all are stupid? Does she think y'all are stupid?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, damn, I'm starting to sound like Dr. Umar. You don't find that suspicious?
Mm.
You don't find that suspicious? She thinks y'all stupid. By the way, there's over 200 people in here right now. I need you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell on YouTube. Also, I need you to like the video. Share the video to at least 5 people. It helps. Gift a membership to somebody. Our membership started like $2. There's no reason why you shouldn't. But when I tell you, in less than 5 minutes, your boy is going to debut the brand new song and music video for the brand new hit that you're going to be singing all summer. I'm telling y'all, this is the summer anthem for foundational Black Americans. Anytime you see Roland, you just put this record on and you blast it as loud as you possibly can. Get yours. Get yours. Like she got hers. Didn't she get like 1.2 billion? Okay.
We're not going to take for granted. You know how I was talking earlier about how people are so transactional?
Yeah. You were real transactional. You was transactional with Lizzo. You was transactional with Megan Thee Stallion. You was transactional with Quavo. You was transactional with Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Miss Tina. You were transactional with Al Sharpton. You were tractional. Transactional with Roland Martin. You were transactional with absolutely anybody who told you that they could secure the Black vote, and you would have known better. I'm gonna give you a real world example, BSG. Right. You're gonna love this. All right. Back when I was 561 pounds, I was still working. The only jobs I could get when I retired from broadcasting in Hollywood were jobs in sales because they didn't have to pay you anything. You ate what you killed.
Right.
I became one of the top salesmen at Nutrisystem.
Nice.
At 561 pounds. Now, keep in mind, I was in a call center and you couldn't see me, but I was that good at the job. And so every quarter they would have a Shark Tank where they wanted to get ideas from people who were creative because they didn't have none. You know, they had no flavor.
Yeah.
And I said, y'all need to go after Nene Leakes. Y'all need to go after Steve Harvey. Bop, bop, bobbity, bop. And they said, because they didn't realize who I was, because I don't walk around with my resume on my chest like some woman talking about she's strong and independent. So they were like, well, we tried that before with Janet Jackson. I said, you did what? So we tried it with Janet Jackson. I said, see, this is the problem with not having any black people in the PR and marketing department. And they said, well, Dave, that sounds a little racist. I said, you sound a little broke. I said, here's what I mean. And I said, allow me a little leeway here. I said, any black person born after 1975 would be able to tell you that there are, in fact, two Janet Jacksons. There is the Janet Jackson that likes to eat and do what she wants to do when she wants to do it. And then there's the Janet Jackson that gets in rock solid shape when it is time to tour. So you wasted $2.5 million allegedly on Janet Jackson, and it didn't reap any results because we already know how Janet diets. Anybody black knows that. So what I would do is I would get somebody. Now, when these companies do these types of campaigns, they'll borrow somebody for what we call a 5-day run, and they'll spend 2 of those days doing all the commercials for a year and a half, right? So it'll be an 8-hour day of shooting, 10-hour day of shooting, and they'll have them in different outfits, so on and so forth.
Right.
And they said, well, who should we get? I said, if you don't want to get Nene Leakes because you're afraid that that's not going to test well in Iowa, fine. Get Steve Harvey and get Oprah. And they laughed at me. And they said, first of all, you know, how the hell are we going to get Steve Harvey? And I picked up the phone and I called my boy JT, who used to cut Steve Harvey's hair or hair piece. And I said, JT, I got 1.2 million for Steve Harvey for a 5-day run. He said, I'll get back to you. He said, yeah, Steve will do it, but he's going to need this, and that. Right. And then when I came back to him, I called them up. He was like, yeah, we don't know. And so instead of that, they went and got Melissa Joan Hart, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, God.
And I said, but why didn't you try Oprah? Well, Oprah's not going to do that. Or why would Oprah endorse anything? She never endorses any diet plans. And then Oprah literally 3 months later bought Weight Watchers.
Wow. That was a huge loss.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times they will do these things based on what they can get and based on who has the money that's going to make them where they need to be. And let's see here. We got a super chat. Chatty Anley said, would love your favorite Mayo Snow Bunny. Snow Bunny #1, where you at though? You must you know what I'm saying? But the point for me is just I want people to understand you know how we move. And Lincoln Ward said, thank you for the $2 super chat. He said, we're trying to get ours and she got in the way.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what happened.
Pretty much.
Now, BSG, are you a fan of hip hop and R&B, sir?
Of course. Who is it, man? Love that.
I'm just asking.
Don't listen to what people say.
Hey. Yeah, white Babyface. I love it when we weaponize cultural appropriation for ourselves. Babyface milked that white man.
Yeah,
that white man like Usher milked Justin Bieber, or did he milk Justin Bieber? Wait, never mind.
Oh geez.
Pause. Anyway, here we go. And I'm, you know what? Before I get there, are you familiar with Jack Harlow?
Yes.
Okay. Jack Harlow made a statement where he said he was going blacker on this album.
Really?
And yeah,
that's what Harlow said.
Jack Harlow, he was going blacker. And do you know what his new album is called?
No, I love Jack Harlow. No.
I love Jack Harlow too. Well, I love his music. I will say that.
Yeah, his music.
But his new album is called Monica. Let me see if I can find the clip.
Monica.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, bro. We're gonna get there.
Like Monica or
yes.
Monica?
Yeah. That's where he's going with it. That's where he's going with it. Bro, I'm about to play it, and then afterwards we're going to, if we can get some more super chats in the building, we are going to play the brand new video. It's called iPad Cheeks. I cannot wait for y'all to hear this video. I worked really hard. Now keep in mind that I'm an artist, so I don't want y'all coming after my vocals like that. I did the best that I could. It's been a minute.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We had a little help. We tuned it up a little bit. You know,
all right,
that's what the studio's for. But again, before we get there, I got to show you this, because you're not going to, if I didn't have this, y'all think I would be lying. So, nope, let me go ahead. Here we go. And I'm going to play this.
Then they ask him about the name of the album, Monica, right? Which everyone's saying it's really Monica.
What?
I like this joke because it makes white people uncomfortable. Like, thank Monica. Thank you. Thanks, my friend.
You never heard this? So I guess there was a comedian, a white comedian who's not from America, who thought his friends were saying Monica forever and realized they were saying my nigga. So when you slow it down, it's like a joke.
Oh, guys.
So no, everybody's saying this. Are they not? Are they not? Are they not? You haven't heard this? Oh, this is a big thing online.
It was really weird because I was the only white guy there. And everybody called me the N-word, but I didn't understand what they were saying, right? I thought everybody was just misgendering me the whole time. My name is Zach, and everybody there called me Monica. Yo, what's up, Monica? If you're white and you don't get it, you don't have any black friends.
All right. So, anywho and anyhow, I want y'all to see, because I know y'all not gonna believe when I tell y'all this, but I'm gonna show it to you. Because the last thing that I want y'all to think is that I'm out here selling wolf tickets, because I don't do that. Let me go ahead and show y'all. This is Rolling Stone. Jokes aside, Jack Harlow's new album is not half bad. Monica is a polished, pleasant, and occasionally moving, even if its self-conscious framing makes it easier to mock than admire. First of all, who is wearing this newsboy hat? You know, so
he's trying.
But yeah, Jack Harlow declared he'd gone blacker by making a neo soul album.
That's kind of wild.
This is what I told my daughters, both of them. I have an 11-year-old and I have an almost 27-year-old. I told them, I said, by the time you're my age, and I don't think I'm going to be allowed to say, but by the time you're my age, I'm willing to bet that black rappers are going to be as rare to hip hop as black rock and rollers are to Lenny Kravitz.
Really?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe that, because slowly but surely the multiculturalism of hip hop and R&B are certainly coming. You know, when you look at K-pop, Teddy Riley ain't really producing no black folks no more. He's over there getting that K-pop money.
Well, he's given the K-pop artists a black way of movement, dress, speech, but then blending it with the Asian flair and making this. K-pop is very influenced by hip-hop, but because there's no black people in it, it's looked at as K-pop. But a lot of what they're doing is basically just a rewash of R&B, and redone in their way.
Yep. Oh, shout out to Del Monte Green Beans. Del Monte Green Beans is wild work. With the $5 super chat, said we really need to stop giving away our understanding for tactical purposes. Apologize in advance, but I'm one of our veterans of experience. Well, God bless you and thank you so much for your service. Appreciate that. And then we got a new member, Stolen Ancestors 1526. Thank you for becoming a member. And again, you probably have already seen iPad Cheeks because it's exclusively for my YouTube members. I'm going to release it probably next week, but I wanted to give my YouTube members something extremely special. And then of course you can join the Patreon, which has other stuff. But Black Spider Guy,
yeah,
bro, I'm so excited. I want y'all to definitely check out this video. This is the time. If you have not shared this, I need y'all to share this to people, because when I tell y'all going to be bopping to this all summer long, this song right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Dave Anderson Morning Show exclusive. Dave Anderson featuring somebody who isn't Roland Martin. Featuring somebody, who, may or may not have love for booty cheeks. This is, of course, satirical and for entertainment purposes only. And any realistic coincidence is purely coincidental. We do not know if these things have taken place or not. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay or ado, I give you the Dave Anderson Morning News premiere of iPad Cheeks. Here we go. Wait, now keep in mind that I'm an artist.
Got you.
And I'm sensitive about my shit.
Okay.
Turn this up. It's that petty with production value. Morning show anthem. He don't want the truth. He want the blue script and some iPad cheeks. Let's go. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad.
Okay.
Teen lover, yeah, he ride it. Call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad.
Nice.
Take sound like a payday. If the liberals talk, he recycled that. Cheeks green like, boy, pause there. iPad cheeks. That's the hook right then and all week. iPad cheeks. Blue screw script talk with a backseat peak. iPad cheeks. Whole timeline singing that beat. iPad cheeks. That's a hook right there. Now repeat. He let the Democrats that much clear. Let the liberals every month all year. Every bad take get a fresh premiere. Every week excuse get a chandelier. You can bring facts. He don't want to hear those. If it hurt blue, he turned into a hero. Captain party with a live stream ego. Same old script in a brand new Pico. Critics yell tether, he yell back louder. Like volume gon' wash off partisan powder. Sir, relax, we can see the pattern. Every panel sound like a donor banquet platter. Every rain got approved in advance. Every point do a stiff little dance. Every time folks ask for proof of substance, he tap dance right back into assumptions. Watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he ride that. Call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound like a payday. If the liberals talk, he recycled it. Cheeks on the screen like, boy, pause there. He say, independent, that's adorable. Same blue sermon, just more performable. Same fake shock when the crowd get portable. And carry them jokes straight into the corridors. He don't debate, he decorate spin. Put a clean suit on and say it again. Wrap a bad point in the moral grin. And get mad when nobody's buying in. And the iPad glow hit bright in the dark. Face lit blue like a campaign spark. One eye on the feed, one eye on the R. Trying to save democracy while the cheek stole his heart. That image alone got the whole room weak. That's why this hook gon' live all week. Not because it's deep, not because it's sweet. Because iPad cheeks is ignorant over a beat. He stay on cold. He cold and he hit that roll. He never falls unless the script says me how it goes. Don't call him tired. He gon' go online and get loud all night. But the dope right sit sell when the cheese got more focus than anybody else. Just for the people in the car going crazy. Laughing too hard at the hook on the daily. This that catchy little nonsense gravy. This that petty done right, not lazy. He love to laugh like a job with perks. Like every bad spin somehow still works. Like every hard question just makes him irk. Then he doubles down and calls that work. Nah, brother, we peep the routine.
Thank you, white woman.
Loyalty, not enough free thing. Too much preaching, not enough free seats. Too much blue worship stuffed in one speech. So when history asks why the jokes ran deep, why the hook had people crying all week, why the whole damn show kept singing that heat, we gon' say because he was watching iPad cheeks. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Whoa, talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he ride that. Oh, call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound.
Nah, it's really good.
If the liberals talk, he recycle that. Cheeks on the screen like, boy, pause that. iPad cheeks. That's the one they singing all week. iPad cheeks. Morning show Bob with the petty on beat. iPad cheeks. Blue script preacher with the offbeat beat. iPad cheeks. Everybody chanting, don't let it sleep.
That was good, bro. Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Anderson Morning News premiere of iPad Cheeks. Now, what I need y'all to do, because I know y'all messy, y'all gonna clip that and y'all gonna send it to Roland Martin. I need y'all to tag it to him.
That was good.
Thank you so much. True I Am said, when will people be done with Rolanda Swine Martin? Never. They love him too much. But listen, I need y'all to support the record. I'm gonna drop the record where you can get it on iTunes and Spotify and all that.
Right.
But yeah, no.
Nah, see, I love that though. I love that you made that, because it goes right back to what I was saying earlier about what I do. You know, you don't want to just talk, you want to entertain, people absorb the message better when it's something they can dance to. So that's definitely good, man. That's one of my my rules is just, again, you know, it's always good to talk, but always good to get people to just jive and vibe out as well.
Yeah, no, listen, the reviews are in. iPad Cheeks #1 hit. I'm telling y'all, trending right now. Hashtag iPad Cheeks. Somebody tag Roland Martin. He was watching Cheeks on the iPad. Listen. I'm sorry. I drove my 11-year-old crazy last night. I was like, you got here. She said, nope. But she just came in my office and went, iPad Cheeks, iPad. Listen, I'm going to give you a bop. I'm going to listen. You got to do it for the ladies. Roland's doing enough for the men. Pause.
Jesus.
Listen. Willie Green said Bowling Ball Martin is desperate for his butter biscuits. Golden Corral ran him out of their restaurant. Wait. He said the part where the cheeks appeared was crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Nah, that part. Yeah, that part is. Yeah, man. The fact that that's never talked about is wild, but. Jeez Louise.
Address it, Roland. All you had to do was sit down with Vince Everett Ellison. All you had to do was come on I Never Knew TV. All you had to do was bring in your rotund, my blood type is gravy ass over to Dave Anderson Morning News and have a real conversation. But you won't. But you'll sit there with your cackling minions and your head bobbing yeps going, yep, Roland, that's right. Ooh, you called them dumbasses, Roland. Tell them about the gun line, boss. So now I have to remind people who you are. I got to remind people what you did. I got to remind people that you got paid more than $250,000 to give a candidate who was unprepared, who did not have any primary, a puff piece interview. And you're not alone, because Al Sharpton did it too. But you, sir, Al Sharpton ain't never called me a dumbass. Al Sharpton didn't get mad when Foundational Black Americans said we want something for our vote. Al Sharpton was the one to actually ask Kamala Harris if she became president, would she sign a reparations bill? She said, if a reparations bill made it to my desk, I would sign it. Now she has flip-flopped. Now she's flip-flopping back, saying that people should ask for tangibles. Black Spider Guy, I know for a fact that you happen to love big-breasted women who go to the beach.
Of course. Big titty women are the best.
Yes. Now, by the way, if you don't have a big titty women are the best shirt, I don't know what you're doing with your life, sir. You need one immediately. But the thing that I wanted to ask you, how long did it take you whenever you approached a woman to know that she was somebody you wanted to date? How many days, weeks, or hours did it take for you to figure out if you wanted one?
Like a woman? It's like a
like if you approached a woman you dated, how long did it take you to decide you wanted to date her?
Be with her instantaneously. Date her takes about a few days.
A few days, but not 107 of them, right?
No, I don't need 107. No, that's crazy.
So why was Kamala complaining that she only had 107 days? I'm just trying to. We only had 107 days, but the night after y'all forced, I'm sorry, Joe Biden stepped down from running for president because of the DNC. I'm sorry, because he just felt like he wanted to do the work of the American people. Y'all turned JoeBiden.com into KamalaHarris.com. Y'all had merchandise, koozies, overnight, but you couldn't come up with a policy. And then you said, I'm going to have an opportunity economy. So what can be is going to be inadvertent by what has been. And it's an economy that's going to give opportunity so that the opportunities have an economy. Wait, what?
Yeah, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. It's very tiring hearing somebody who's a clear puppet and doesn't even understand her own lingo just go up there and say big words that get people who are surface level thinkers to vote for her.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I'm just
trying. That surface level thinking is just, it makes me want to throw up, bro. It's like, think deeper.
Yeah, somebody said there needs to be a live performance of iPad Cheeks. I'm going to be performing iPad Cheeks live in Vegas at the Black Manosphere Conclave. Nice. That's the end of September. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm extremely excited to be performing, you know, a song for Roland.
Nice.
That's it. And let me see. Art Game Stone says something very important. Said our next president should outlaw lobbying. They won't, because that's how they're making their money.
They'll never. I've talked about this in detail, bro.
Break it down, bro. Break it down.
my goal, if I ever do become wealthy, is to actually create my own company that does specifically lobbying. Lobbying for not only masculinity, specific focused things, but also to just rebuild traditionalism in general, because it's very clear that the opposition has these tools. Again, what they have, we should also have. And I've wanted to make a lobbying company for the longest. I don't have the money. I'm working on it. But if we could create something that unfortunately plays the same game they play, we can sort of get what we want out there. We unfortunately have to do the same things. We just have to keep the soul alive.
Yo, shout out to the super chats. ARP said, Dave, you wild, hilarious. I appreciate that. Wise, really appreciate that, good brother. Annie said, thank you for the 199 super chat. The cheek bop slaps. Absolutely. Listen, I'm going to deliver. Like this isn't. I'm not going to say that this is an actual outfit that Rolly wore. I'm not going to say that. But
also, Dave, I want to comment on the video. Actually, one of the images that popped up on the show, it said "Vote like a black woman," and I thought that was really interesting that you had that up there, because vote like a black woman, and I find it to be interesting because when a black man speaks on what his interests are, they may not align 100%. And you have a lot of black women that'll down black men when it comes to voting for their particular interest that might not coincide. And a lot of these pundits, unfortunately, always align with the female voice. And it's like, well, why is there not also a masculine voice being heard as well? So I just wanted to point that out. I was like, oh, okay, that's dope. I was looking at the images. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, no, because I got to give you some visuals. I didn't have time to go out and shoot a video. Like if I'm gonna shoot a video, I want to shoot a video. Right. I didn't have time for that. I had to go ahead and just get in, record, add all the,
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, no. Let me see some. M87 the Great says Vince is one of the biggest old school raccoons I've seen. WTF are we talking about? Again, whether you agree with him or not, my question to you is, why is it that Roland Martin wouldn't debate him if he's such a coon? But matter of fact, why don't you come up here? Why don't you come up here and we can talk about Vince Ellison? There's the link. Come on up. I know this ain't a smoke show because smoke show is usually Wednesday, but I ain't got nothing to do. Come on up here.
But why? My question is this, right? And me again, not knowing much about the man that we're talking about, but he clearly believes in what he believes in, and I feel that. Why is he a coon? I've been called a coon before because
he's a coon because he's not a Democrat, because Joe Biden is continuing the same type of LBJ rhetoric that has plagued the black community for 62 years. And that's, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump or conservatives, you ain't black.
But this is exactly the issues within the black community that I be talking about all the time. We both be talking about all the time. Why is the black man a coon for simply choosing to think a different way? It has nothing to do about wanting white people this or going here and doing that or downing my community. Why can't we just logically go about, this isn't working, let's do this? Why is it that a black man is a coon for thinking outside of the box that everyone else is thinking? It doesn't make any sense. It's like when, they make fun of Childish Gambino for marrying a white woman, but he says, I try to get a black woman, but they said I was too corny. They said I act white I sound too white. I think too white. So I got a white woman. Now y'all mad. But I wanted a black woman, but you denied me throughout my life. It's the same thing. It's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. We're not saying that we're not a part of the black community. We want what's best, but sometimes that means not doing what everybody else does. It's not working. It's consistently shown to not work. Why not try something new? It doesn't make any sense. I'm tired of the world and the way it is. I'm tired of the black community being perceived as a joke. I'm tired of, okay, we all tired. Fantastic. What can we do to alleviate that? What's been keeping us in the same train of thought for how many years? What have we been voting for? Who has been in control? Let's go outside of that. No, you're a coon for that. Nigga, is it working? No. So how am I a coon? It just doesn't make sense to me.
They don't care about sense, bro. They're in their feelings. Couture Leotard says you need a lot of rich friends to lobby. That is true.
Yes.
Listen, I will tell you, Bully Pack was a 6-figure failure. I tried to create a political action committee and it was hard, but I got with some folks and then we started something called the FSI Coalition. You can go to fsicoalition.org and you can see all the task force and the things that we're doing on Capitol Hill right now in order to help the agenda and move it further along. And there's a whole lot of politics you got to play, even when you're playing in politics, if you understand what I just said. I'm trying to say it without saying, because you can't say certain things, because if you say anything other than marginalized groups, they're going to shut you down. But rest assured, I am about foundational Black Americans getting what they deserve to get, period, point blank. And y'all need to get these likes up. We can Cold Crush says I can do the visuals for you. Hey, Cold Crush, come holler at your boy. Let's make it pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely with that. Notice that the dude who had all that to say about Vince still hasn't popped up on the link. Maybe he didn't get it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up one more time. But bring your ass up here. Come on and tell me about what's wrong with Vince.
We should be able to have civil discourse and not insult one another. That's always been, I don't understand it. The name calling is unnecessary. If his logic supersedes your logic, then we can shake hands and go, okay, we learned something new. No need to be calling somebody a coon.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you, listen, I'm happily married to a Black woman. I love Black women. For me, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it was always easy. You know what I'm saying? But again, like anything else, I love my people, and I'm not a Dennis Rodman type of dude, even though I can see why Dennis Rodman is going for the palm-colored sisters. I mean, Dennis Rodman grew up on a farm. Anyway.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he loves milk. He loves milk.
And I like milk too, brother. I like milk as well.
Listen, I know you do.
And my thing is this, bro. At the end of the day, I go where I'm celebrated. I've had Black girlfriends. I've had white girlfriends. At the end of the day, a woman is a woman to me, right? And if you love me, you love me. That's all I need. I've got Black. I've got white. I have Hispanic in my bloodline. And at the end of the day, I've been great with everybody. As long as I get my short, big titty woman, I don't give a fuck what her skin color is. Let's just make it work, please.
My short, big titty woman. Like, it's just.
That's my type. That's my type. People like, what race, what ethnicity she got to be? I said I like short, big titty woman. That's the type.
It doesn't. Are you short? Do you have big boobies? Are the boobies big? Now this one is my personal favorite.
Oh, that one's nice. Look, they're so happy together.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Hillary. I'm sorry, wasn't that funny when Tariq Nasheed said, I dance with Messa. So I had to take the image and make it enough where you can't. I mean, allegedly, supposedly, but that's not Hillary. I don't know who that is. That's just a high blood pressure pundit buck dancing for butter biscuits. That's all.
This is America.
Absolute America. Also, again, when you tap dance, notice the dollars are blue. I want y'all to pay attention to the fact that I made the dollars blue. And if y'all are wondering what this is around here, because that's not a neck, but these are actually hot dog links, so he don't go hungry. What happened? BSG, he might get hungry. I mean, he definitely is hungry. I'm just saying.
I just find it very interesting that I live in the world today where certain individuals may not be deep intellectuals, but they have the power and the cosplay of one. It's just very sad, bro.
But they keep going for them. And that's the thing that kills me. And again, I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just trying to understand. Somebody like my son who was going so hard for Zoran Mamdani, right? And somebody said, I thought this was sweaty kente cloth. No, that is a necklace of hot dogs. Because that way he can just that's just what that is. But I can't even. But to me, it's just a situation where we got to be honest with each other. But I just don't understand. But my son was campaigning so hard for Zoran Mamdani, and I kept asking him when he would go on live on Instagram. I would say, "What is it about this man's platform that you love?" And he would either kick me out of the live or just ignore the question. Then all of a sudden, after Mamdani got elected, you see him. You see my son. And oh God, what's her name? Oh, I can never call her Tamika Mallory get positions in his cabinet. So a little quid pro quo, allegedly, supposedly for entertainment purposes, only on Earth 2. I love TikTok shop. and that's just what it is. And then Marquette literally thank you, FU2, absolutely destroyed him. And that's what I don't understand. Now, remember all those promises that Zoran Mamdani made? You're in New York, BSG.
Yes, it's pretty bad in New York City. A lot of people voted for him specifically because he ran on the campaign of everyone's gonna get free this and free that. And I remember asking the question, I was like, number one, I don't care what someone's religion is, right? But at the end of the day, are we just voting for this person because he happens to be that religious belief? Are we, because what is his plan for the city? His plan for the city was, I remember at one point, he didn't want to clean out the homeless. And then homeless people died all through winter, and he wouldn't help get them into shelters because he thought we're disrupting them. He wanted to play it from an emotional standpoint. It's like, no, bro, these are people who are mentally ill. I work in medicine. Most of the people are mentally ill, high on drugs. You got to get them out of the cold and get them into a facility, or they're going to die out there. He didn't care. A lot of homeless people died. Then he was talking about how we're gonna tax the rich, but there aren't enough rich people in the city to tax, or most of them are leaving. So he's like, well, I guess we're going to have to increase property taxes on everybody. And it was like, what? And then all of a sudden, in the same boat of complaining about not having enough money for the budget, he's giving all of these high paying level positions to his friends and people who he campaigned with that are extremely unnecessary. We don't need like 5 people in the same department with the same job. It doesn't make any sense. I don't need a leader of was it ethnic inclusivity or something? We don't need that. He eliminated.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know. He eliminated money that was going to funding for special classes for kids who perform well or have special needs. He took money from that. And it's like, okay, so why are we in a deficit? Then you had the governor basically begging for the people that she said don't belong in New York City to come back. Please come back. You know, we need you guys here, basically saying to the rich people, we want to tax you. There's not enough people to tax. So it basically failed utterly and completely. And he had to redact himself saying, you know, because there's literally a video clip of him on TV saying, when I'm elected, your taxes are not gonna increase by a single percentage. And then like literally the next video is, I'm gonna raise taxes for everybody. So it's, you know, I always tell people, stop getting so into the sensationalization of individuals. They look at these politicians like rock stars or movie actors. They're not. They're elected officials that are supposed to do a job. It doesn't matter if they're, you know, believing in Jesus or believing on Allah. You need to do your job. And if you're not going to do your job, then you don't need to be there. And running on things like free housing or free anything when we know everything costs money. But you've got grown adults, 35 through 70, who think that this guy's going to change the city when most people who said they were going to do it also failed. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And usually, just to end it here, anyone that promises you everything but has no plan of getting anything usually has nothing.
You ain't never lied, bro. Hard body. And that's the thing. Nobody wants to have that conversation because that conversation in and of itself is too much like accountability.
Yeah.
You know, and they hate it, bro. Like they absolutely hate it. And all I want is for people to just be honest with themselves and say, you know what? Let's go ahead and find a way to do what we need to do in the best interest of the people.
Yes.
That's it. That is it. And I don't understand why that's so hard for folks.
People are so used to listening to a Disneyland version of what reality is that anything that would remind them of the cold hard truth is scary. So they have to fight against it logically. Or sorry, emotionally. This doesn't sound like Disney World, so I'm not going to vote for you. This doesn't sound like Peaches and Cream. You're being too real. You're being too negative, they'll say. You're being not happy and optimistic like you're supposed to. People have been given a syringe full of, was it a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down? People used to get a spoonful of sugar and it helps the medicine go down. But when you say, no, just take this Robitussin and take it just the way it is, it's going to make you feel better. No. I want the sugar. I want the honey. Oh, okay. Well, you're going to get sick. I don't care. It tastes like it's going to work. I think it's going to work. So it's going to work. And then it doesn't work. And then they go, why is nothing working? Because you're not taking the Robitussin. You're taking honey.
Yeah, and I mean that is the thing that I really just don't understand. And anytime we bring something up, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody says seems like we're gonna have more blackface going around. Oh, talking about the Jake Paul thing. He didn't actually do it yet.
Nah.
And I don't think that he's going to. Like, people have shown like a Jake Paul mashup with Drewski, but that's not real.
I'm not even people that get bothered by that. I'm not even really bothered by that. If anything, it's admiration. People emulate what they're jealous of. So it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I didn't take anything bad by it. I was like, all right, that's cool, and we keep it moving. Things only have power if you give it power. So
that's how I feel about it. My whole thing is what pissed me off was not even him, Jake Paul, wanting to do blackface. It was the fact that he said, "Oh no, it's being a punk if we get somebody to sign off on it." The fact that these white folks were having these conversations, we need a brother to sign off on it, so on and so forth. It was reminiscent of when Patrick Bet-David was sitting down with Grant Cardone, and Grant Cardone says, "I need a brother to co-sign me saying the N-word. I need that N-word pass." And then all of a sudden, a couple years later, he's hanging out with every black influencer he can find. And I'm like, what in the bloody blue hell? So let's see here. We got a super chat here. The Iceman 2006 says, can't vibe live with the fam this AM, but I can sure give a DAMN. Give a damn. Replay going to be on lock later. Much love, family. B1. Absolutely. Shout out to that Iceman right there. If you've not gotten the membership or hit up the super chats, we're going to go ahead and need y'all to do that. But yeah, man, I think it's a different type of situation. And the thing that white people need to understand respectfully is that never in the history of America has a black person dressing up like a white person in any way disenfranchised or oppressed or robbed anyone of an opportunity. You can't say the same for blackface. And that is where there's a bit of a sting with it, and by that same token, that's why I get very upset when I hear Whoopi Goldberg, who I absolutely admire, say things about racism when you let your former boyfriend Ted Danson get up in blackface and act all cool. And you sitting there just laughing and shucking and jiving about it.
Well, a lot of people on The View, and I'm okay with Whoopi. I don't really like her too much because she's been kind of, for me anyway, I feel like hypocritical, especially on The View. But again, you can't say one thing and then do another. You can't say I'm like, for example, AOC, the person, who's the governor of Minnesota? Forget her.
Tim Walz.
No, yeah, not Tim Walz. She's Somalian.
Oh, Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar. All of the people that are part of the quote unquote squad were saying things like white people are evil. The white man is the scariest thing ever. But you're draining his balls when you go home. You're draining the white man's balls when you go home. You're getting ran and banged out, slapped in the face by the very thing you say is the most vile and evil. And you can't. I'm not gonna fall for that. You sleep with the person that you say is also evil. So the past and how you live your life is very important, because if you saying one thing but doing another, you just nothing to me.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with logic, and that's one thing that I won't do, because it's definitely the absolute truth.
Like when black women say BSG, you don't like black women. I'm like, no, I've eaten black women cats, so I can't ever hate black women.
Wow, BSG, that was a strong statement.
I'm just saying I could never hate black women because I've eaten black women cats, so I could never hate women because I've eaten cat before. Like, come on now.
Chicago Black Delegation says, let me up. You're not back here, bro, but I'll put the link up again for you. Come on up here. Come on up here. Let me help you out here, bro. Come on up. He said he wanted to talk about Vince. It won't be a debate. Okay, come on.
Interesting. Okay, cool beans.
Come on.
I just like to keep it real with people. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important for me. And I've always said this: who you choose to marry is as much of a business and political decision as it is a heart-centered decision. And I think everybody's entitled to do whatever they want to do. But for me, as a foundational Black American, I will always be with a Black woman. God forbid if my marriage don't work for whatever reason, and trust me, there's 1,000,001 reasons, mostly my fault, that it wouldn't, but there's 1,000,005 reasons why it would. But in the event in some alternate universe where it doesn't work, I'm still going to wind up with a Black woman. But
that's fair. I like them all, but hey, that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're staying true to yourself. You're staying true to yourself. That's good.
Right. Somebody said Thomas Jefferson had mixed children. That's a bad point. Well, having a mixed child with an underage teenage slave is not the same thing as, falling in love and marrying someone. I don't understand how y'all love pulling Thomas Jefferson out of your behind, but I'm sorry, I don't rewrite history, I recite history. Sally Hemings was not some romanticized beautiful woman that just fell in love with TJ. No, that's not what happened. Stop playing. Massa got loose in the slave quarters and started clapping young cheeks. If we're gonna, I'm Usher out here. If we're gonna tell it, then I got to tell it all. So I'm trying to understand why we're getting there, and that's just what that is. What happened? I thought
was he coming up?
I thought he was coming up. I don't see him back here. What happened? Chicago Black delegation. Where you at though, homie? He might be watching Cheeks on the iPad. No, I don't know that. I don't know what this man is doing. But come on, Chicago Black delegation, we waiting. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all say let me up. I put the link up, and you don't want to come up.
You sounded just like me on Instagram last night, bro.
Bro, that's just what it is. See, everybody's a gangster in the comments.
Yeah,
but they quiet when it's time to show up. Pull up on me. I am the captain of the pull-up team.
Text is easier than verbalizing. So, I mean, it is what it is. I get it. But you should be able to defend your points, because if not, you're just throwing it in the air.
Yeah. Somebody said Sally Hemings was great. To keep it a buck. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Whoever made that time. Yep. TZ, absolutely. Whoever made that Thomas Jefferson comment was dumb AF. Go do your homework.
Yep.
Yeah, you said that's my point. Just because you clap cheeks doesn't mean you love black people. Yeah, no, I okay, all right, okay, cool, all right. Still waiting for Chicago. What happened? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody want to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Oh, finally, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's got his microphone. He's got his microphone. He's got some things to say. We're going to go ahead and take down iPad Cheeks, and we're going to bring up Chicago Black delegation. Welcome.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Welcome. Hey.
What's up, brother?
What's happening? Oh, I can barely hear you, bro. What's up?
You hear me?
Yeah, you're a little hollow, but I'm sure we can hear you. What's going on, good brother?
Right.
Huh?
Okay, great.
The mic is
something's wrong with your mic, bro.
Because there's like an echo, and then it,
Yeah, no, go ahead. Be like Glade. Plug it in, plug it in. Not yet.
Nah, I don't hear the.
Turn that thing on. I'm gonna pull you down, and when the mic's ready, you let me know. But I'm just waiting for him to fix his mic, and Black Spider Guy can attest. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but it sounded very hollow.
Yeah, it's like an echo.
I want everybody to be able to hear him. You know what I'm saying? While he's getting it together, all I want is the next person who puts up a $5 super chat. I'm gonna go ahead and run iPad Cheeks one more time for y'all. One more time. We get a $5 super chat. We're gonna run iPad Cheeks one more time for you before the end of the show. iPad Cheeks. He said he probably got StreamYard using the wrong input. Listen, look, I love the fact that we have such a technical audience out here, BSG. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, it's important to know software, man. I think most people now are software aware these days.
Yeah. Oh, D.L. Hughley, another one. I don't even I wouldn't even know what kind of song to make about. Oh, yes, I do.
What?
Ooh, I should do a whole album. I'm gonna just go down the list.
A political album. A political album
called Shills. That's it.
There it is.
New project. Shills. I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop that thing May 1st. May 1st. Brand new album. I'm gonna be in the booth. It's gonna be called Shills. You're absolutely gonna love it, because my whole thing is you coming after people talking about they stupid, they this, that, and the third. I just want to know what it's like as a father of daughters to have your daughter come to you and tell you that your homeboy touched her in an inappropriate way. And you didn't believe your daughter because you quote unquote sort of kind of, I don't want to get the quote, I don't want to say I'm quoting him, but he said something to the effect of, I liked my homeboy so much I couldn't believe that he would do that.
That's insanity. That's what? What?
Listen, if one of my daughters came to me and said that somebody I knew had touched them in a way, when I tell you I have lived such a life, whereas though it would clearly be that I had to have had a mental break from reality.
We're gonna get some people together. We're gonna get some people together, and we're gonna be in some form of basement or garage. You're gonna be tied up to a chair.
Freeman's Freeman's network said, let's see it. Listen, I'm gonna give the people what they want. I said to give a $5 super chat. We're gonna run iPad cheeks back while we wait on Chicago to get his mic together.
Got you.
So that's what we're gonna do. Just something to pass the time. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bad boy back up real quick. Hey, let me hold on. Wait, is he up? Are you ready? You good to go?
Mic check.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna play iPad cheeks towards the end of the show, but I want to give Chicago Black delegation our undivided attention because he had something to say in regards to Vince Everett Ellison. The floor is yours, my brother. What's happening?
What's up, bro?
All good. It's all good. First of all, definitely appreciate your work.
Thank you, man.
Everybody's work on this space. I think it's very much so needed. I think political literacy is very much so one of the first steps towards our liberation here in America. You know what I'm saying? But it's in my opinion that we got to get it right at the same time. And in my humblest opinion, I think some of us are being attacked that don't need that type of animosity, right? And I think, in my opinion, right, I think Roland Martin is one of those people. And I think when we kind of platform people like Vince, Ellison Rice, whom I said, actually that was M87 that mentioned, because I kind of looked it up, but he had mentioned that he hopped on what's that nigga name? Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Was talking a whole lot of shit about Martin Luther King, calling him Marxist and stuff like that, and I guess leading or how do I put it? Getting like the black vote and getting the black people on board with like government as opposed to like, I guess, individualism and things like that. So we're just separating ourselves from government. And I just think I don't think that's the right direction for American freedmen.
Okay. I can respect that. Now, just according to Stanford University, because I knew this was going to come up, because everybody loves talking. The one thing y'all can't do in this community is talk about black women or talk about Martin Luther King. Now, as a person who not only played Martin Luther King in several plays, and a person who was the president of Martin Luther King High School right here in Philadelphia, I know a lot about Martin Luther King, good and bad. And Martin Luther King, even there are documents at Stanford University, says that he sympathized with Marxism's critique of capitalism's inequality, but rejected its atheism, materialism, and advocacy for violent revolution. That is all a fact. While leaning towards democratic socialism like he's Bernie Sanders and advocating for wealth redistribution, which are Marxist ideals. Can we agree on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anybody is there anybody who up here, including you, Chicago, who disputes that wealth redistribution is a Marxist or democratic socialist idea?
It is.
Okay. MLK believed in a quote unquote moral Christian-based approach to reform. Rather than a total replacement of the system with Marxist ideology, but there was so much of it that one, just looking on the surface without doing that level of research, would say that that in and of itself is the basis of Marxism. Now, when you talk about the key aspects of what MLK said when it came to Marxism and socialism, you have the rejection of communism, which King specifically rejected when it came to their ethical relativism, totalitarianism, and personal freedom. But he loved the critique of capitalism. He thought capitalism was exploitative, and I don't understand that in a capitalist country that you say you love so much. He also says, and this is a quote, when you look at his letter to Coretta Scott in 1952, I am more socialistic in my economic theory than capitalistic. Then he talked about intersectionality of struggles. And this is where the whole all lives matter part comes in, because everybody's struggle is our struggle. If one of us is struggling, all of us are struggling. And that in and of itself is a Marxist idea. When he talked about the evils of racism, economic exploitation, and militarism as intertwined, saying that inequality could not be solved without economic justice. And he said, and he wanted to remake Marxism as a moral higher synthesis that moved beyond capitalism and communism. So if you look at contemporary perspectives, you can argue very clearly, which Vince has done, that King was very influenced by Marxist ideas that do not necessarily hold up in the constitutional republic. So in that way, it's safe to say that the man was a Marxist.
I mean, my thing, well, first of all, I wasn't, okay, let me ask this question first so I can get prepared for actual like rebuttal. How often do you smoke shows? Like when is your next smoke show?
Smoke show's on Wednesday, but my whole thing is you came up, wait, hold on. You came up here saying that he was wrong for saying that King was a Marxist, and I literally read to you from the Stanford.
Hold on. That was in 87, because that was in 87. I came up here to talk. I was going to talk a little bit about what else I've heard him say. You feel me?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, because I could have swore you brought. I apologize. I could have swore I heard you just now bring up the fact that he was a Marxist. Did I hear that wrong, BSG? Did you hear that?
No, I heard that, but I think that he was trying to
say the other guy said it. Got it. No problem. Go ahead, bro.
So like my thing is, especially about okay, so where I'm at in my studies is this idea, or I'm gonna say it this way.
Sure.
He has like this idea that there should be less government dependency and a more biblical freedom type of ideology, and I can't really get behind that, because that for me,
explain to me why.
Now, mind you, I do read the Bible. I'm in that faith, but at the same time, I think appealing to like the Bible as a part of our political and economic you know what I'm saying, trying to say strategies, it's just I don't see that as going to be relevant or prevalent to like our collective success.
Are you an American citizen?
There's a separation between church and state, and for him to try to say, okay, this book is more important or more conducive to our collective success than the people that actually make the decisions with our own, tax dollars. That just seems very illogical to me. You feel me?
Okay, now a couple of quick things. Are you an American citizen?
American freedman, descendant.
Okay. So you're foundational Black American, basically.
Well, sure.
Okay. So, have you ever been to court?
Yeah.
Have you ever testified in court?
No.
Okay. When you testify in court, what do they have you do before you give your testimony?
Yeah, you do an oath, right?
You do an oath. On what?
The Bible.
Okay. When you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, do you know the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah.
It does say, "And to the republic for which it stands, one nation." What's the next line?
Under God, but
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Did Jesus not say, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and render unto God what is God's"?
I'm listening.
You don't know. Okay. So yes, there is a separation of church and state. Your religion should not be the primary influence. However,
the framework
of the Constitution, as a constitutionalist, I can tell you this: the framework of the Constitution is based on biblical principles.
Yeah.
Would you disagree with that?
Is that to supersede the actual government structure itself and untether ourselves from the government?
Again, what I'm saying is you can't divorce the fruit of a thing from the root of a thing.
I mean,
in other words,
I agree with you that the Bible and church and the Most High is very much so a part of our foundations as a nation. And I mean, we see it. The most liberal, some of the most liberal of politicians in this country still go to church, and they talk and they brag about going to church all the time. But the thing is to divorce ourselves completely from the like politics and politics in general and the government. That part just does.
Vince never said that. I can tell you for a fact. Vince Everett Ellison never said divorce yourself completely from the government.
He's trying to get us to like look. I learned it from Fred Hampton himself. You feel me? There needs to be a high amount of political literacy in this nation for American freedom, so we can take full advantage of our votes. We say this all the time on these platforms. We have to get something for our vote. You feel me?
Right.
And I just don't understand why we kick so much dirt at Roland Martin, because he's steady calling out the shit that the Republicans are pulling away from Black people. Like,
can I ask you a question? Let's stop there, because you're making several points, and I want to make sure we stay on Roland Martin really quickly. First of all, You do realize that Roland, is this a thing because you know Roland's from Chi-Town? Is this why you're
Roland's from like Texas?
He's he was born in Texas, but he spent a lot of time in Chicago. I will say this to you: your mayor right now, Brandon Johnson.
That guy
is he a Democrat or is he a Republican?
He's a Democratic socialist. Yeah.
So but he ran as a Democrat, did he not?
Yeah, that's the same thing. Democratic socialist is Democrat. Yeah, Democrat. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing.
Sure, but he ran as a Democrat. Having said that, didn't Brandon Johnson take money out of the COVID relief fund that was supposed to go to foundational Black Americans and give it to illegal immigrants?
Just so you know, Brandon Johnson and Lori Lightfoot has invested the most money in Chicago.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked.
Since here in Washington.
That's not what I asked.
No,
I'm asking, but that's a no. We're not moving this. I just want to. This is a yes or no, and I already know the answer because I'm very well.
Good. Okay, good. So answer is yes. He did put that
right. And in those meetings when people like Chicago Flips Red said it does not make any sense when you're skipping over tax-paying people who are waiting for housings and things of that nature, and then you literally have an illegal immigrant telling this woman to get a job. Brandon Johnson sat there quietly. Is it not also true that Lori Lightfoot and the crime rate has gone up over Brandon Johnson, Lori Lightfoot, and then when Rahm Emanuel left the Obama White House and came to Chicago to run for mayor, Chicago saw a downturn in quality of life and safety.
You said when who left the downturn?
Rahm Emanuel, who was Barack Obama's chief of staff and ran for mayor because he was Obama's boy, and they basically put him in there. Like at some point, do we not look, because that's at least 3 Democrats in your young lifetime, whereas though that situation in your own city was not a Republican's fault. And then, by the way, name one critique Roland Martin has ever given a Democrat on his platform.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to skip past these points that you're making that need to be debunked.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, first of all, I do want to acknowledge. We do have to acknowledge that Brandon Johnson is literally, as we speak, addressing housing right now. That he broke in the first place. Lower income Chicago scan will be benefiting from. That he broke in the first place.
That he broke in the first place.
We're actively working on a reparations package to address the discriminatory practices of Chicago within the confines of Chicago.
But do you admit that he broke it in the first place? Do you admit that he took the money from the COVID fund?
Needs to follow the Chicago's lead in that regard. Outside of that,
wait, hold on. Do you admit that he took money that was supposed to be earmarked for our people and gave it to illegal immigrants?
Well, that money was earmarked for all of Chicagoans, but yes, it was given to undocumented immigrants. Yeah.
So it was given to illegal immigrants, correct?
Yeah, undocumented immigrants. Yeah.
But if it was for everybody who is a citizen, that would include foundational Black Americans in a city that is a chocolate city, would it not?
It's 30. It's about like 3-way. It's like a white.
So a third. So 33% of the city, a third. If we want to miss like this screen is a third. There's me, BSG, and you. So there's 3 people up here. A third of the screen is Black, is it not?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so a third of people did not get what they were supposed to get because a so-called Black man who happens to be a Democratic socialist, who you said is the same thing as a Democrat, took that money out of our mouths and gave it to illegal immigrants that you want to call undocumented. Is that not correct?
Allocated for COVID relief.
Right, and he took it out of it and did not.
If Black people were disaffected by that money that was invested in those people, we can have that conversation. But I have not come across any documentation leading that Black people's mouths were unattended to because the money was given to undocumented immigrants. As a matter of fact,
there were several at the city council meetings who literally said, "Hey, I've been waiting for this and I did not get it, and you gave it to these illegals." You already admitted that he did that. So let's stop talking about the Republicans and let's just deal with what's happening in Chicago under Democrats.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Republicans. I am talking about what's happening in Chicago.
You literally said Roland Martin was giving it to the Republicans, but in your city, the issue is Democrats.
That's a different conversation. We can talk about that, but we're talking about Chicago right now.
Okay, so I thought we was talking because you said Roland was dealing with, giving it to the Republicans. So you made that the conversation. And I'm saying in your own city, the Republicans ain't the problem because the Republicans are not the ones in charge and have not been for at least 3 mayoral cycles. So I'm trying to understand, if Roland is giving it to them, why isn't he not giving it to these mayors in Chicago who have done all these horrible things? And I would love to see the reparations documentation that was passed that Brandon Johnson signed.
It's working on right now.
He's working on it. So it's a study. It's coming maybe one day.
Reparations.
It's the first of.
And how is this? Okay, if it hasn't passed, how is it supposed to be earmarked specifically?
How is that going to work?
I'm just curious. How is it supposed to be earmarked specifically?
Can you rephrase the question? Earmarked.
Okay. When I say earmarked, okay, so whenever you say I have money that I want to give a group in order to repair said group, this amount of money is going to go here. This amount of money is going to go here. This amount of money is going to go over there. Those are earmarks. So let's say it's schools, it's clothing, it's housing, it's beautification. All of those are earmarks. Specifically, how is the reparations money that Brandon Johnson is magically going to give the Chicagoans earmarked? Go ahead.
It's like I said, I've not gotten
I don't know as an answer. I don't know as an answer
right now. It's not like completely transparent yet. They have not.
I don't know as an answer. You can say I don't know.
So
it's not been absolved yet. It's not been.
I have a question.
It's still kind of still new.
Chicago, I have a question. I'm very ignorant to a lot of this. I do understand most of what's going on, but I just want to ask this: doesn't Chicago have a really big debt problem like New York City?
Yeah.
My issue is just like in New York City where they promise a lot of stuff and nothing happened because we don't have any money. Where's this money for this reparation plan coming from when Chicago has so many other problems?
So from what I've seen from the current budget that's coming out, they've pretty much working on different ways to tax like pretty much the bigger corporations that's settled in the city.
Now, aren't a lot of
different type of progressive
my next
generating maneuvers.
My next thing is this, because again, I'm very ignorant, so I'm just going step by step. So just like in New York City, just like in New York, we're having a fleeting of capital, right? People are going to Texas, people are going to Florida, people are going, businesses are fleeing, right? Chicago has businesses leaving as well. Why would a corporation stay in a city that's saying we're going to take money from you? And if they do leave, which I know they are, just like in New York City, how are you going to get this money?
Niggas not leaving Chicago for real, bro. Chicago.
But how y'all gonna get this money?
Because Chicago's severely in
debt. They're working. Like,
and by the way, are you going to tell the truth? Are you going to tell the truth and admit that this was a reparations task force via executive order that came out in 2024? It's 2026, and the budget included $500,000 for this work. So this is a study. This is a nothing burger with cheese. There's no teeth to it. It has not passed. It has not done anything substantial, but he's working on it. And you don't even know the tenets of it, and you don't even know how the money is going to be distributed. Hell, you can't even tell me the amount of money that's going to be distributed, but you're bringing that up as a counterpoint? Then why bring up something you don't know or fully understand?
Because I'm letting you know it. No, I'm gonna bring it up because we're acting like Brandon Johnson not doing anything for.
He's not. The city. Listen, let me bring something to your attention. Right, I have a company, and my company has many companies in it. I'm an owner of several different companies. If I say I'm going to create a task force that is going to solve for any type of redundancies throughout my businesses, and I say give me a report, I've done something, but have I addressed the redundancies? The answer is no. What I'm saying to you is when you bring up something, because I didn't know anything about that reparations thing, but my Googles are real powerful. And I looked it up, and this is, according to what's actually out there, he only earmarked $500,000 for this task force in 2024. It is 2026. When I asked you how much it was, you couldn't tell me. When I asked you what it was earmarked for, you couldn't tell me. You brought all of these things up. I didn't, but you can't
misunderstood the question.
Things that you brought up.
I misunderstood the question. Yeah, I do know he allocated $500,000 for the study
task force in 2024.
When you
ask 2026
earmarks, I'm thinking you're talking about how much money is he allocating to all these different ways of distributing the wealth amongst the
that is what I asked. Those are two separate things. I asked you How is the money he's going to give reparations for being earmarked? How much is it that he's giving out? You don't know. How it's going to be distributed? You don't know.
Right.
How it's going to work? You don't know. But you brought it up as if he's doing something, and you can't tell me what. Creating a task force.
You have to have
2 years ago.
Actual reparations. That's part of the.
No, you don't. There have been studies after study after study. Dr. Claudia,
not in Chicago,
brother. There have been national studies they could pull from and fast track this situation, bro.
Not
yes,
in Chicago.
Can. What I'm saying is Chicago can pull from other studies because they already. No. Hold on. Wait. Chicago knows the ills of its people. Chicago has census data. Chicago has crime reports. Do they not? Now, keep in mind, this is the third largest city in America. They do have the reports. They do have the knowledge. They do have an ability to look and see what is actually happening to our people. Do they not? Do they not have police officers there? Did they not take? Here's what I'm saying.
Use that data to create a reparations solution.
Okay, and how long does that take?
Don't know yet.
Don't know.
It's however long it's going to take. I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you something. How long did they take to come up with the number that they spent investigating the Jussie Smollett attack?
Not aware.
It didn't take long, did it?
Sure.
So what we're demonstrating is they have the ability to pull numbers and pull how much money it would take to lead an investigation, find an investigation, charge Jussie Smollett for falsifying a police report. But you're telling me the third largest city in America, that is a third black, a third white, a third other, does not have the wherewithal and the manpower and computing power to understand what the needs of a third of its citizens are.
They're doing that right now. It's going to cost it $500,000 to make that happen.
No. They've already earmarked the $500,000. What we're not going to do is be intellectually disingenuous. He's already earmarked $500,000 2 years ago, and we still do not have any type of timeline on that.
Well, again, it's currently being worked on. And okay, well, all right. I'll give you something. This
you brought it up. I'm just telling you why that doesn't matter.
To media. What those fucking things called? The press conferences or whatever that he hosts. Now, somebody did. I forgot the man's name. I think his name is Mark. But if you want to, I'll send you a link to it. But
send me the link right now. There's a back chat. Go ahead. I'll put it up. Let's go. And while you're doing that, hold on real quick, Chicago. Wait. I want to hear your point. I do. Wait. Please. I'm not being rude. I want to acknowledge the super chatters because they make this thing happen and we're going into overtime. So while you're pulling that up and putting it in the back chat so that I can pull it up in real time, we can go through it together. I want to say the Iceman said, can't vibe with the fam this AM. Okay, you gave that. Appreciate you for that $5 super chat. Freedman's Network said, let's see. I got you on that. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. He said, Vince Ellison comes anywhere near NYC. I'm going to test this gangster because he's been very antagonistic towards our people while bootlicking them folks. Again, that's an opinion.
Yep.
And I'm not mad at it. I think you should test this gangster. If you feel some type of way, I think you should confront the man. That's what we do here. I don't run from smoking. I know Vince damn sure don't. Marcus Major said, Roland Martin is the auntie of the year. $5 super chat. FU2 said, this guy sounds like he's chewing on marbles. He needs to work on his enunciation and he should show respect to the platform and not speak through Dave. I appreciate that, but I can handle myself. Rita Chapman says, Brother Anderson, you are asking some deep questions that this young black man can't answer. Businesses are leaving Chicago in masses. That is a fact. Thank you so much for the $7 super chat. I'm sorry, what now?
He said bullshit? That businesses leaving Chicago is bullshit, but I mean, bro, they are. Same thing happening in all mega cities in America.
Business leave and they come right. Chicago is too valuable. It has too much leverage.
Why would you come to a city that's saying we're going to take more money from you? Same thing's happening in New York City.
Do you not understand? This is crazy. Chicago has a lot of leverage to levy against any business that wants to set up shop here. Like for starters, if you know anything about freight lines and logistics and things like that, all of the United States train lines, they all intersect in Chicago.
Okay,
so that's that's just logistics alone.
Okay.
But we have right next to Lake Michigan, one of the cleanest supplies of water in America and the largest bodies of water in America.
No one's denying all of those things,
and it's important for that.
But businesses are leaving Chicago, bro. Just like they're leaving New York City. New York City has a whole bunch of that. and still
hold on. This one is good.
Businesses.
This one is good. This one is good. Sorry, guys. I just want to get this.
No.
Dark Side said, Dave, I never heard of you. What laws have you passed? What are you doing instead of babbling reparations? You know, the American government is racist and not giving black people reparations. Well, a few things. And I'm so glad you asked that question. So let me start here, right? I wrote a book called The Real Black Agenda. It's my 23rd book. And I talk about what we need to do. That's point number one. Number two, I have well over 300 employees. Out of those, 294 are black. On top of that, if you look up fsicoalition.org, you can see that we're the only black task force and lobbying group on the Hill, constantly lobbying. What laws have I gotten passed? Well, you know, in Philadelphia, when those two black men got arrested in Starbucks for wanting to use the bathroom, and those racist policies happened. Well, the president of city council, who was a city councilman in one of the places that my family had property, is a guy named Kenyatta Johnson, who I've been backing financially for the better part of 15, 16 years. I called him the second I saw it on my timeline, and he said, Dave, I'm on. And I said, thank you so much. The next day, the CEO of Starbucks was here. So while you're talking about you not hearing from me or knowing who I am, my great-grandfather would tell you, what you don't know can make a whole new world, no Aladdin. So thanks for your comment. Hope that it clears it up. Now, real quick, CBD. That's really dope. Your letters are CBD. That's kind of dope. I want to share something with you that is from August of 2025. And it's Chicago businesses fall to a 10-year low, according to IllinoisPolicy.org. And it says Chicago had 44,840 licensed businesses operating in the city last year, fewer than any year in the past decade and 17% less than during 2015. The Magnificent Mile reported the largest drop, which have active businesses licenses falling by over half. Chicago had fewer licensed businesses operating in the city. Total number of businesses hits a 10-year low. So in 2015, 54,135. In 2024, which is the last time this was done, according to IllinoisPolicy.org, 44,840. So are they lying or are you lying? I'm sorry. You have to unmute your microphone, good brother. Yeah, I can't unmute you.
Hello?
So you have to unmute yourself. Hello? You have to unmute your microphone, bro.
Can't hear you, bro.
If you too, you wild. He said he doesn't know what earmark means. Somebody said, did Roland send CBD? I don't know if Roland sent them or not. I don't really care, but I wanted
that would be crazy.
Yo.
If he did, yo, that'd be
all I'm trying to do is get to the truth. And unfortunately, I have a book series I'm working on called Dave Anderson and His Magical Bag of Facts.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, no, it's like Harry Potter, meets my black ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here. Hello, there we go. There we go. Now we can hear you. Yeah. So again, there's the data from IllinoisPolicy.org. So are they wrong or are you wrong?
So I do have a counter article right here.
All right.
Okay.
So March 2nd, 2026.
Can you send that article in the chat, in the backstage chat, sir?
You want me to post it?
Yeah, so we can see it. That's why I said we have a backstage chat. We have a private chat. You can go ahead and post that.
Okay. I thought I had to share the screen or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you don't have to share the screen. That's what I'm here for. Let's put this up. Let's put that up. Oh, from the office of the mayor, because God forbid Brandon Johnson don't lie. Wow, because that's not biased in any way.
You'd have to cite where he got his
numbers from. But no, let's go ahead and look. No.
They have citations as well, I think.
Chicagoland named number 1 U.S. metro for corporate relocation and site selection. $1.7 billion in earnings, 26.3 million square feet of space, and 19,600 jobs. Fuel top ranking. Chicago's been named the top U.S. metro for corporate relocation and site selection by Site Selection magazine, marking a record 13th consecutive year in the number 1 position. Chicago's continued leadership in corporate relocation and expansion reflects the city's strengths that have been built over generations, according to Mayor Brandon Johnson. World Business Chicago tracks corporate expansions, relocations, and new entrant markets in the city, so on and so forth. Bob. Site Selections magazine's ranking once again underscore the scale of Chicago's business momentum. And And so powering economic growth, manufacturing, accounting for 38 of all projects, 16%, 36 projects, 632 new jobs, transportation and welding, so on and so forth. Among the largest projects counted in the 25 site selection ranking include Amazon, Hollywood Casino, NBC Universal Horror, so on and so forth. Consolidating and expanding our headquarters in Deerfield was from Fortune Brands Innovations. Yeah, that is cool. And all of that is true. That, however, does not still combat the number of businesses operating in Chicago is at a 10-year low. Yeah, so it can be good for corporations, but when we're talking about all businesses, we're not just talking about corporations. We're talking about small and medium-sized businesses, which make up the majority of businesses in any major metropolitan city, up to and including Chicago. Yeah. So my question has still gone unanswered. When it comes to going from 54,135 total Chicago businesses licensed to operate between 2015 and 2024 to 44,840 businesses in 2024, those are the numbers based on the businesses that are actually operating. In your mind, when it comes to mathematics, CBD, is 44,000 less than 54,000?
You are correct in that regard. Go ahead.
Thank you. That is the only point I'm making. I didn't say that they're not appealing to corporations. Most metropolitan cities are appealing to corporations. There's Amazon Freshes up and down Philadelphia. Philadelphia just got Waymo. Like that in and of itself is a given. We're always good for corporations, but what about small businesses? Because aside from me, how many corporation owners do you know who look like me?
Not that I know personally, no.
Thank you. That is the difference. You're talking corporations. I'm talking small, medium-sized businesses. That is the life's blood of any American American populace. Democrats will tell you that. Republicans will tell you that. It is a low. 44,000 is less than 54,000. You don't have to like the math, but the math is math.
Yeah. And I'm
but my convenience. I will say that Brandon Johnson, we are putting in, I'm sorry, I have seen them put in agendas that addresses small business like that and make that more easier for them to maintain, in Chicago.
So why is there a drop?
This is a tough place to set up shop in and to maintain.
But you just said it was great.
It's just stuff,
You just said it was great. I'm trying to understand which side of your neck you're talking out of respectfully.
You literally, we was talking about something else.
No. We were talking about businesses and growth. You said this is a great place and it's thriving and bobbity bop. But then you said Brandon Johnson is putting things in place. What are those things specifically? How come they haven't worked?
You got me here because I'm not prepared for the conversation.
Did I invite you up or did you say you wanted to come up?
No, I didn't know. Okay, listen. I didn't know the conversation was going to go here. I thought.
Where did you think the conversation was going to go?
But I can come back.
I mean, we can. No, it's fine. Let's talk about Vince because on this you're not educated. It's okay. Let's get off of this and let's talk about Vince. You talked about Marxism and we already debunked that. What else you got about Vince? Oh, because he talked to Charlie Kirk.
Oh, well, that was a part of it, but like
tell me what was wrong with Charlie. Tell me what. Whoa. Yes, you have a problem because he was talking to Charlie Kirk. What did he say to Charlie Kirk? Wait. That
was in 87, bro.
Huh?
That was in 87.
Oh, so that wasn't you. Okay, so what is your...
Mind you, even though I don't think that it was cool for him to do that anyway, but that's
why.
Weird.
Why?
Charlie Kirk. I did see it, but I'll have to go over it and outline a lot of the key aspects I didn't like about it.
So I'm not asking you to go over all of them, but what I'm asking you to do is here's the thing. I did not like the Marvels, right? I thought it was the weakest Marvel movie ever. Horrible. I didn't like She-Hulk. I thought it was the weakest Disney Plus Marvel series ever. I don't need to go into all the points. I thought the CGI was a little cheap, though. I thought the writing was lazy. I thought that they threw away an opportunity for one of the greatest Marvel characters, male or female, ever. See how simple that is? You said just now, that was M87 who said it, but you said that, that was part of it. And then I said, wow, you said Charlie Kirk. Okay, I know who Charlie Kirk was, God bless his soul. But I'm asking you, what did he say specifically on Charlie Kirk's show that bothered you? That shouldn't be hard for you to say.
Integration, it's like I said, he's trying to divest. How do I put this? like Charlie Kirk got him on to pretty much talk shit about the whole DEI agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I wait? Stop right there. Stop right there. You said no. Whoa, Spidey. I got this one.
All right.
I got this one. I'm gonna tag you in, but let me talk to him. So you are a big fan of DEI? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's like, let me just finish. So sure. It pretty, like I said, he got him there to kind of talk shit about it because he wanted, you know how that kind of go with the white folks need like a black person to like pass their little agenda because they're too push themselves as to compete or to expound on this like that. So you had to get Vince to be like the tap dancer and all that shit for him. That's pretty much how that kind of went.
Time out.
Everything that the government sets aside, whether it be affirmative action to DEI, which black folks did benefit from. We know that because when Donald Trump severely downsized government, there goes like what 500,000 black women's jobs.
Hold on.
Let him rock because I'm going to go ahead and let him dig himself out of this hole. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then when he did that with the contracts, that there goes more black men's jobs. You feel me?
Okay, so let's stop right there and let's talk about DEI in a real sense. Okay, first thing it is DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now I've known Vince Everett Ellison for a long time, and I will say this: that is a big man. I have never seen him tap dance. I, however, have seen Roland Martin tap dance quite well for Democrats. Now, having said that, I definitely want to say this to you. Do you realize that 4% of DEI earmarks, I know that's a word you're not familiar with until today, go to black people? Now, when there is any type of initiative, whether it is welfare, whether it is affirmative action, whether it is diversity, equity, inclusion, we are always the faces of it, but we are not the cause or beneficiary of it. So if you understand that, then you will also understand that 51% of DEI hirings go to white women. Now, 300,000 black women did lose their government jobs because of a few things. Number one, it was wasteful spending. You can Google this. I got nothing better than that. But excuse me, I'm talking. It was wasteful spending. Number two, there was a lot of redundancies in those jobs. And number three, when black people are a part of anything, they will use black people up until they can't use them anymore, and then they will discard them. By the way, Bill Clinton did the same thing. And then, by the way, how come y'all never talk about the 500,000 government jobs that got lost? How come you never talk about the fact that less than 10% of all government contracts go to black-owned businesses? And black women, by the way, when it comes to getting government contracts, are a double minority because they're black and they're women, and yet and still they don't get the lion's share of that. And that is true under Trump. That is true under Biden. That is true under Obama. That is true under Bush 2. That was true under Clinton. And it was true under Bush 1. And it damn sure was true under Reagan. What say you?
Yeah, Chief, first of all, I'm just gonna say I don't agree with that being wasteful spending. Like any dollar that goes to the hands of
I'll spot you that.
Whether it's black men
it's not wasteful spending. What about all the other factual and statistical data I just laid out that you just danced right over?
Oh, I can get back to that. I just want to address the things I want to address. You feel me? But like I said, any dollar that goes to the bank of of American freedmen is a good dollar. It's clean and useful money. I don't care. This wasteful money. No, that don't make any sense to me. You feel me? Now, regarding this whole, I guess.
Are you a business owner?
Correct me if you want me.
Are you a business owner?
We can do that, but yes.
Are you a business owner?
Do that. It's. That only 4% of DEI hirees was black. I get that, but my thing is, okay, what become of that 4% now? Like, I get it, like a whole bunch of people benefited from DEI more than we did. My whole thing is, okay, for the 4% of hirees or beneficiaries of DEI that lost it. It sounds like that wasn't be replaced by anything. I get it. If we want to come up with something that's gonna, especially that's gonna benefit black people to really high numbers, like I'm with that. But when the Republicans like answers that is get rid of the program altogether without replacing it with something better.
If something is not working. First of all, are you a business owner? Yes or no?
No, not really.
No. It's a yes or it's very binary. I don't
if
do
you call this a
spectrum.
business, you feel me?
I'm sorry, what now?
If you call this a business, then
what
then
you
you
what I'm saying is, do you have a business license? Do you have a corporation? Do you have an LLC? Do you have employees?
I have employees, but I don't have an LLC.
Okay, cool. So what's your payroll? How much is your payroll?
Oh yeah, no, YouTube ad revenue. YouTube ad revenue.
That's not a payroll. A payroll means that you have to take money that you make.
Yeah, I don't have a business, bro. We can get past this. I don't have
Thank you. So the answer is no. So you're not a business owner.
Yeah.
As a business owner, sometimes I have to cut expenses. So for example, right, there are companies that I've spun off. There's things that I've had to downsize in order to make sure that I could continue to afford the staff that I have. Right. I have a Clipper team. That Clipper team is very expensive. They take up 60% of my payroll. Right. I have an admin in upstate New York. She takes up a good 20% of my payroll. Do you understand what I'm saying? If in fact there's two people doing the same job, I'm going to cut one in order to make sure that I can afford the best people for it. And I'm not going to replace that position because that position gets absorbed. That's how corporations work. I understand you don't understand that because you are not a person that has to write the front of the checks. You're a person that signs the back of the checks, or you wait for that YouTube AdSense revenue. So you're not in the same game that I'm in. And as a job creator, I understand what that means. When you have all of this money being put out, do you realize that there are things like $48,000 gold-plated toilets that have been earmarked? There's all of these things that the government has that is absolutely wasteful. Those things get out. You can laugh all you want to, but what I'm spitting is facts, and you have yet to dispute any of them. What winds up happening is you do not replace redundancies with more redundancies. You tighten your belt. When my mother decided to have not one, but two sons well over 6 feet who looked like football players, she had to tighten her belt because she was on a teacher's salary. And my father got Alzheimer's and dementia and could no longer do anything to help. The good news is my brother was an adult, but I was on my way into college. So she had to tighten her belt and she had to do some other things. That's what it means to be a business owner. I know that kind of goes over your head.
Can I add something? Can I add something real quick to CBD? CB, how do you feel about also AI replacing a majority of white collar jobs as well? Because it's not only just the government trying to tighten its belt and cut things. Also, it's the new formative technologies that are also replacing a lot of jobs that are redundant, right? Like white collar. Like I don't need you to make me a PowerPoint. A lot of girls take those jobs where they're in a cushy office. They're doing something that's very simple that a computer now, due to AI, can do. And that started happening around January. I've noticed. I work in medicine, and a lot of our hospitals, for example, cut a lot of non-clinical positions because a lot of those positions were replaced with AI. So I don't think it's just majorly, and I could be ignorant to this. It's not just people up high doing things. It's also just technology getting better at being able to do jobs that are very simple for a computer to do.
Yeah. This man right here, he was concerned.
Oh, Dr. Claude Anderson?
Yes,
Yeah.
He was very much so concerned with the technology taking over jobs of especially American freedmen.
He was also concerned with illegals coming and taking over, and said that it was going to happen between 2015 and now, and he was right. So I mean, you want to talk about that too?
If you want to pivot, we can pivot. You want to, but
no, we're not pivoting. But I mean, you're bringing up Dr. Claude Anderson in the same breath that you have also said that they're undocumented immigrants and da ba ba ba. Bro, just understand that you came up here.
I know I came up here, but I ain't come over to get pivoted. But I'm listening though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and talk about AI and what Dr. Claude Anderson had to say. Go ahead.
Sure. Like I said, when it comes, we don't have any. We didn't get any reparations in this country. I don't have to explain that to this platform at all. I shouldn't have to explain none of that shit. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as redundancy when we have not gotten our checks. All right.
What does reparations have to do with government jobs being downsized or eliminated?
I don't care about none of that stuff.
Wait, hold on. So your main deal is reparations? Is that what we're saying?
That's not my main. That's not necessarily my main deal. But I do like that's a part of it. But like for the specific point right here, if you damn right, you better find some jobs for American freedmen to be able to bring money home to our families. Because the fact of the matter is, for all these people, almost nearly a million people, and I'm glad you brought that up about those black contracts. That's extremely important for us as a people, and that's one of the main things that Roland Martin has been talking about.
Can I just say contracts?
Hold on.
How do I put this? One of the best things, one of the greatest things that I hear from his platform is that I don't hear from any of these other pro-black platforms is when Donald Trump and these other people go to Iran and all these other places, these business owners go with them. And you know what? Them motherfuckers are not black. They're not American freedmen. They're not FBA, none of that stuff. And if we are going to continue to divest ourselves from the government because they're following the government to these places for these contracts, well, I think it's time that we pay a little bit more attention to politics than what Mr. Vince has been. What is he talking about? Stop relying on government and then rely more on the Bible and the Most High. Hold
on 1 second. Hold on, wait. No, it's not. Hold on 1 second. Let me stop. Let me stop this for a second. I want to acknowledge super chats and then I want to address what he just said. So real quick, Couture Leotard says, I fled Chicago 20 years like the Israelites. The politics is the same old mess. Love the people, not the politics and crime. EDC Key with the $9.99 super chat said, these talking points are very nebulous and hard to refute. Dave and BSG are surgical. Thanks for making tangible points and forcing the conversation. These guys move the goalposts when challenged. FU2 said, zip him up, Dave. He's in a body bag. Now, let me say this, and this is where I kind of call bullshit respectfully. Roland Martin had not talked anything about when Joe Biden left millions and millions and millions of dollars in Afghanistan because he pulled out like Nick Cannon after a drunken bender orgy. Not only that, they built schools. Not only that, 13 American servicemen were unalived because of his sloppy response to something that had absolutely nothing to do with that. But again, I can't wait. And when I say this respectfully, this is no disrespect to the current president of the United States. I can't wait for Donald Trump to die. And the reason I can't wait for Donald Trump to die is because when he's dead, you can't use him as a talking point. You got people running for a damn dog catcher saying, I'm going to take on Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't know you. And at the end of the day, y'all keep moving the goalposts. And for Vince to say whatever it is that he's saying, what he's saying is, and this is a conservative talking point. Conservatives believe, whether they're Republicans, libertarians, centrists, they believe that government governs best that governs least. You're a grown man. BSG is a grown man. I'm a grown man. I do not need the government in my way. I need the government out of my way. You don't want the government to tell you how many guns you can have. You don't want the government to tell you who you can sleep with. You don't want the government to tell you how to come and go. But yet and still, you want all these folks, and we've seen what more government has done. We've seen more government don't work in Philly, more government don't work in Chicago, more government don't work in LA. Look at all the homeless people there. Yeah. So when you start talking about, he wants that, this, that, and that. When he's saying get back to biblical principles, this country was founded on biblical principles. You can't divorce a fruit of a thing from the root of a thing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
that is it.
And Black America was a lot stronger in the past due to those belief systems than it ever was afterwards when we divorced ourselves from it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not very religious myself, but I see the value in the fact that you could follow this for just ethics reasons or civilization building. It's very obvious a lot of the problems we have that are prevalent within the Black community and other communities, that when you divorce yourself from a certain level of ethics that goes beyond just self and the mainstream, it unfortunately creates a lot of debauchery, YNs and what have you, that attach themselves not to a god. And again, I'm not religious, but to money. Money becomes the god. Your influencers become the god. Cardi B becomes the god. And we're begging we're begging people who don't really give a shit for things like reparations. And again, I just want to speak on reparations. Mm-hmm. I don't believe I deserve reparations because I, as a Black man, have been able to do whatever I want. I think the people that do deserve reparations are the people like my grandmother, who's 94 years old, who was born on a plantation. And, all my other family members who still live on that plantation to this day in Virginia. I don't personally think that I, as a young man living in the 21st century, deserve any of that. I've been able to do what I desire, but that's just me. Mm-hmm. I know people have feelings for that. And I'm just saying, this is just how I feel about it. I don't think I deserve any money that I didn't slave for. That's how I feel. I feel my grandmother's generation, and my great grandmother for the generation, they deserve that, but they've gone. My grandmother's still alive. Maybe she does. But me as a young Black man who's been in the military, who's got a college degree, has been able to travel the world, who has a mother and a father, were able to overcome black mother, black father. I don't. My father always told me that if you can't rely on your own two hands, why are you like? What's the point? Never ask nobody for nothing that you can't build for yourself. Now, I might sound ignorant to some people, and that's fine. This is just my own opinion, but I don't think I deserve money.
Right. And I think that's I think here's the thing, and I want to be very honest with you, BSG. I'm very pro reparations, but I'll tell you why. Right? Even
again,
if you take no, I'm with you. I'm going to make the argument. Even if you take slavery off the table, you can't dismiss Jim Crow and its effects to this day. You can't dismiss redlining and its effects to this day. You can't dismiss things like Wells Fargo Bank when people go to get their houses appraised. When they see black people hanging up there or the black person's an owner, it gets appraised for hundreds of thousands of dollars, in some cases millions of dollars less than it actually is appraised for. You can't dispute those things. You can't talk about the fact that a community needs repair when everybody in the community who has a business is not of the community, right? You do need repair when it's a situation where less than 5% of the SBA loans go to foundational Black Americans who have the credit, who have the history, but still can't get the loans. We do deserve repair when we have 22 banks that are Black owned that are struggling and on life support because they can't compete with the marketing of a Chase, a Wells Fargo,
I agree with you on that.
All of those things. So even without slavery, there is a myriad and laundry list of repair that has to happen. And you also have to ask yourself, every densely populated Black neighborhood, by and large, with very few exceptions, are registered food deserts, meaning they can't get anything but fast food, garbage, and BS. You also need repair for the fact that there have been drugs that were infiltrated into our community by the federal government in order to fund the Iran-Contras. That in and of itself.
No. So I agree. So maybe I should revise what I'm saying. I don't personally think I should get any reparations.
Okay.
Right.
We'll take your check.
Can I ask something?
That's how I feel. But no, I agree, Dave. I 100% agree with you on all of that. I don't disagree with you at all. I'm just saying for me personally, because I feel like I've been afforded such freedoms despite being a Black man. I don't think that I need that. But but I'm not disagreeing with your statement either. I'm just speaking. That's why I said from my personal.
Yeah, from your personal perspective. Shout out to Cold Crush, another new membership. Appreciate you, brother. Go ahead.
I want to just say something real quick. First of all, Miles, I do appreciate you for your service. That is really, bullshit aside. Like, I do appreciate you for your service. Like, you're a really brave gentleman. I know. I may not know like business owners just like that. I might bag from them obviously, but I do know, servicemen that are of freedmen heritage, and that's something that I thought about doing, but I didn't have the balls to do it. So you got me on that one, my brother. I do want to add to this though, and I'm not trying to jump you at all, because I know this type of place can get kind of laugh when it comes to like reparations discussions. But I do want you to know that there is no statute of limitations as far as reparations is concerned. So for anybody that tries to tell you don't deserve reparations, you let everybody in this chat should know that there's no statute of limitations for reparations. That means that that is protective of every heir or every kinsperson to those that were that essentially gave their lives to these billionaires and these millionaires and billionaires of today. You feel me? I also want to say this. I like what you said, Dave Anderson, regarding like the vestige or the ramifications of us not receiving the reparations and how it affects our communities, especially. But I go as far, this is one of my talking points I've not heard anybody else say this up to this point, but it also affects relationships as well, because if everybody, if not everybody, but some of these women are so, and you should know about this. So if so many women are hypergamous, right?
Yeah.
And they want the man with the biggest bag, usually. When you say that had we gotten our reparations or had a chance at a good shake at capitalism, that today, right, we would have had us being in a much better position, would have had more to offer to Black American freedmen. Freedmen women, so that they'll more so come to us instead of like Brad and all these other guys, all these other national.
Again, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it, then I'll respond to him.
So the issue with hypergamy is that even if you had men making more money, women would also make more money, and women attach male value to utility. So what would probably end up happening in this separate timeline is that men would have black men would have a higher level of financial growth, yes, but then so too would black women, because we can't escape from feminism and how powerful that was with black women saying, I can separate myself from a black man and be basically, I've had black women tell me, I am the black man, I am the black woman. And so you would have to deal with that ideology, right? Financially, yes. But the ideology says, well, he not doing enough. He making 100,000 a year. That's still not enough. You would have to deal with the ideology of not being satisfied. Right. If you could deal with that somehow, which stems from a whole bunch of other sources, then I would agree with you. Yeah. But you even have wealthy men now dealing with the ramifications of feminism and the push for hypergamy. So if you could deal with the ideology of a man is more than just his utility via his wallet, sure.
Yeah. I think as far as that's concerned, regarding like a man is beyond his utility, that has a lot to do with like emotional intelligence and therapy and things of that nature. That's kind of it's not a separate conversation, but I just want to say that for right now. If we can dig in that, if you really want to. But what I will say as a rebuttal to what you stated, yes, black women 1000% will have a much higher likelihood of making more money, as we all know that black women have always worked. That's like the women not being able to, or women not working has definitely been a Caucasian woman thing. With that said, I will put it like this. If black men had that type of money, I think, right? Well, just work with me here. I would just say,
okay,
there will be the hegemonic lifestyle is something that black women aspire to. You can look at it on like you see it on the Kendra G show and all these other like female dating coach shows. You feel me? All these women are looking for the man with the bag, but it's not just that they want a man that makes more money than them. Some of them just literally don't want to work at all. You like the late great Kevin Samuels as an example. The women called his show all the time, right? Talking about, I don't want to pay any bills.
Right.
Those women are going to be in abundance. Will they be more in abundance when black men black men have more money? It's a possibility. That's all I'm just saying.
Well, okay, a couple of things that are off about your logic. Number one, Kendra G is more entertainment than she is based in facts. Those people are outliers. That's one. Number two, well over 96% of married black women are married to black men, and 85% of married black men are married to black women. So we really don't have that crisis. Now, when you talk about women being hypergamous, are women being hypergamous? They're no more hypergamous than any other group of women on the planet. That is just how it goes. My father and mother had two different sets of golden rules. My mother said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. My father said, whoever had the gold rules. I tend to lean with my daddy. So I get where you're coming from, but having more money just means that there's a small percentage, because what they want is the 666, which in and of itself is the devil. They want 6 inches, 6 packs, 6 figures, bare minimum. So now you're talking about the top 5%.
It would just move the goalposts more.
All it would do is move the goalposts. It's just like when you tree hugging liberals, not you specifically, but a lot of y'all will say, well, we need to raise the minimum wage instead of teaching black people to have maximum skills. That's not great. Going to do anything but create more inflation. But because a lot of you just talk in your echo chambers and are not business owners at all, you continue to put these things forward as if they're actually real, and they're not. Because if, in fact, when I was a kid, I believe the minimum wage was like $3.25 an hour, and I was good money because I was a trained family and youth mediator. And I was doing that and doing radio. I was making money. I was good. Things were thriving. But bro, I've lived a lot of lifetimes. But the thing of it is, we still are in a place where no matter what, all you're doing is just shifting the same things over and over and over again. Real quick, Couture Leotards with the $10 super chat says, we can't get reparations because whose tax money is paying for it? Also, the current verbiage says African, not African-American. Who is getting these reparations then? Well, a few things. Number one, they can have all the verbiage they want. what it comes down to is foundational Black Americans want their reparations, and we're going to get our reparations, but that comes with organization and discipline and withholding the vote in some cases until they give us what we want. That's neither here nor there. Not to mention the tax money has always been a thing. Y'all wasn't screaming tax money when they fixed Notre Dame. Y'all wasn't screaming tax money when they were giving stuff to Ukraine. Y'all wasn't saying nothing about tax money when they were going to Israel. You wasn't saying nothing about tax money when it was Occupy Wall Street. You wasn't saying nothing about tax money when we went to Ethiopia. We wasn't saying nothing about tax money when they bombed Gaddafi. You wasn't saying nothing about tax money when Obama had Predator Jones. You wasn't saying nothing about tax money when Joe Biden said he authorized 170 miles of wall and then said he didn't like walls. You wasn't saying anything about tax money when Obama and Biden built the cages. You wasn't saying nothing about tax money when Kamala Harris signed off on people in jail who were born male getting the care they needed by getting their lower extremities mutilated in the name of a sex change. So miss me with the tax money talk and where is it going, because none of you really understand earmarks as evidenced by CBD up here. So that's my point in that, but I thank you for the $10 super chat.
Love it.
By the way, let's see here. Lincoln Ward says, thank you for the $5 super chat. Question for BSG. If your parents die with outstanding debt, are those debts still owed? If so, how is that any different than the debt owed to our ancestors? That is a great point.
Damn, that's good.
Damn. Wow.
That's good.
Reread
that, Dave. Reread that.
Lincoln Ward says, BSG, if your parents die with outstanding debts, are those debts still owed? If so, how is that different than any other debt owed to our ancestors?
So for me personally, I would feel more connected to so again, like I didn't go through what my grandmother went through. My grandmother actually picked cotton, right? My grandmother actually did all those things that we see in history books. And she's still alive. She's pushing.
Right.
Whereas my mother and my father, you know, I've watched them my whole entire life and seen what they did. I've seen their struggle. I've struggled with them. I would feel more inclined to do for my parents or take on what my parents did or had or left than I would be, let's say, something that happened 100 years ago. Again, I could be wrong. I might sound ignorant to some. This is just my personal view. I feel more connected to my mother and my father in dealing with what they would ever have for me to deal with as their eldest son than what happened 100 years or 400 years ago. That might sound ignorant, but again, that's just my own personal view. Now, there is a point to what you said. I 100% agree with you, but this is just my own personal view. That's all.
Are you pro-black spider guy?
Am I pro-black? What do you mean by that?
Do you? Good question. Very good question, actually, because everybody have a different opinion these days. When I say pro-black, I mean, like, do you vouch for the collective success of Black people by way of doing only specifically the best possible strategies?
I always and will always say that Black Spider Guy, first and foremost, is for everyone. But, and I will emphasize this, I do advocate for the success of Black people. I don't like to utilize certain terms because some people might see it as echo chambery. I try my best to be very open to everybody, but I will always say, as a Black man that doesn't have a criminal record, invests his money, works and tries to help as many people as possible, I try my best to be a standard of what a Black man could strive to be, which is professional, physically healthy, and not having 15 baby mamas.
So you would suggest Black people or American freedmen, however you want to identify as FBAs, you would suggest we commit to the best possible strategies as well, right?
Of course, all other groups do that. That's why, you know, the Asian groups, the Indian groups, though they may act individually, as a collective, they financially do better than most.
My brother, get your check, nigga.
Okay, so hold on. Wait, he said, get your check, nigga. Now we gotta stop. Nothing but a G thing with the $10 super chat says, ask bro, does he know 300 mayors, 90% Democrats pledged to $100 million to illegals, benefits, resources, fast track to citizenship. It's called the Office of New Americans. Look it up. Yeah, no, that is factual.
That is factual.
Also, we got it looks like we've got a brand new you better thank a damn member. We got Brandon. I want to thank a damn member for becoming a YouTuber. You better thank a YouTube member. Thank you so much, YouTube member. I love that. Thank you, Brandon, for being here. I really appreciate that. So listen, CBD, I want you to put your physical address in the private chat because I want to hear me. I want to send you a gift.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a copy of The Real Black Agenda, available at therealblackagenda.com. And I'm also going to send you a Business Bully signed chamois that says, I got washed. Because you came up here dirty, but I just washed your ass.
You didn't.
Congratulations. No, you got washed on me. We can ask the chat. We can clip this. We gonna put this. I know. Go home and study. Actually, open Powernomics and read it.
I'm already ready, baby. I'm already.
So what happened today?
What
happened today?
If y'all want to know my rebuttals to the things that you didn't want me to talk about,
no, come on up Wednesday. Don't try to put it on your show. Bring your ass up here Wednesday.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something? As a guy that debates people on the internet and I've been doing so for 9 years, I love this shit. I love this shit so fucking much because no matter if we agree or disagree, the fact that we've got black men talking in an intellectual way about anything at all is fucking beautiful. I love shit like this. I love stuff like this. This is what I live for because I'm so used to debating people that don't know shit. You guys, I didn't speak for such a long time. I'm not used to that. I love this shit. This is what we need to be doing. Talking logically, money, percentages, business. This is like, I love this shit, man.
Yeah, no, and by the way, there's two ways to get the chamois. You can get the chamois directly from me. I'm going to have them up on the website.
Give a shit about that little washtop nigga. Come on,
you
man.
Give a shit about it. I'm talking to the people who want to matter of fact, bring your ass up here Wednesday. Go study. Go learn some shit. Open
It's been fun though, for real though, nigga.
Come back Wednesday. We'll be here. Listen, I went 49 minutes over to give you that washing.
What time though?
What time is it right now?
What time on Wednesday?
Smoke show starts at 9:30. You can come, huh? AM on Wednesday.
Oh, I can't. I'll be back when I can. I have a Wednesday. I'll have a Wednesday off. When I have that Wednesday off for my 9 to 5, I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh damn. Yeah. You got. I keep forgetting you got a 9 to 5. I get it.
Hey, Dave Anderson, real shit though. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce, but it's been fun, man. It was it was a dope conversation.
I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you for being brave enough to come on up here.
Appreciate CBD.
Yeah, get your ass off my damn screen, sir. He got washed. Like he can play this game. He know. Listen. What did Roland Martin say? You gotta jump in his ass. You gotta dump in his ass. Now, because y'all gave a $5 super chat. One last time before we get out of here. We gonna play iPhone cheeks, and then if you want access to the full video, because I'm going to close with it. But if you want access to the full video, you can go ahead and become a YouTube member, and we're going to keep it there for about a week, and then it's going to be streaming on all audio platforms, all streaming platforms everywhere, man. So make sure y'all go ahead and y'all buy the record, support your boy, and keep in mind I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Yeah, I mean, BSG, tell everybody where they can reach you at, bro.
You can find me anywhere. I just started a YouTube. I'm also on TikTok, IG. Everything's Black Spider Guy Advice.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys showing up and sticking with me. The fact that we have well over 400 people up in here, I better have 400 new subscribers when I look. I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play the song because y'all know y'all love it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's iPad Cheeks right here on Dave Anderson Morning News. Good morning.
Yeah. Turn this up. It's that petty with production value. Morning show anthem. He don't want the truth. He want the blue script and some iPad cheeks. Let's go. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue teen lover, yeah, he ride it. Call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound like a paid ad. If the liberals talk, he recycled it. Cheeks on the screen like Boy, pause there. iPad cheeks. That's the hook right then and all week. iPad cheeks. Blue screw script talk with a backseat peak. iPad cheeks. Whole timeline singing that beat. iPad cheeks. That's a hook right there. Now repeat. He let the Democrats that much clear. Let the liberals every month all year. Every bad take get a fresh premiere. Every week excuse get a chandelier. You can bring facts. He don't want to hear those. If it hurt blue, he turned into a hero. Captain Save a party with a live stream ego. Same old script in a brand new Pico. Critics yell tether, he yell back louder. Like volume gon' wash off partisan powder. Sir, relax, we can see the pattern. Every panel sound like a donor banquet platter. Every rank got approved in advance. Every point do a stiff little dance. Every time folks ask for proof of substance, he tap dance right back into assumptions. Watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he right there. Oh, call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. If every take sound like a payday. If the liberals talk, he recycled it. Cheeks on the screen like, boy, pause there. He say, independent, that's adorable. Same blue sermon, just more performable. Same fake shock when the crowd get portable. And carry them jokes straight into the corridors. He don't debate, he decorate spin. Put a clean suit on and say it again. Wrap a bad point in the moral grin. And get mad when nobody's buying in. And the iPad glow hit bright in the dark. Face lit blue like a campaign spark. One eye on the feed, one eye on the arch. Trying to save democracy while the cheek stole his heart. That image alone got the whole room weak. That's why this hook gon' live all week. Not because it's deep, not because it's sweet. Because iPad cheeks is ignorant over a beat. Oh, he stay on cold. Blue team cold and he hit that roll. He never falls unless the script say exactly how it goes. Oh, don't call him tired. He gon' go online and get loud all night. But the dope, right, sit, sell. When the cheese got more focus than anybody else. This for the people in the car going crazy. Laughing too hard at the hook on the daily. This that catchy little nonsense gravy. This that petty done right, not lazy. He love to laugh like a job with perks. Like every bad spin somehow still works. Like every hard question just makes him irk. Then he doubles down and calls that work. Nah, brother, we beat the routine. Too much loyalty, not enough free thing. Too much preaching, not enough free seats. Too much blue worship stuffed in one speech. So when history asks why the jokes ran deep, why the hook had people crying all week, why the whole damn show kept singing that heat, we gon' say because he was watching iPad cheeks. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Whoa, talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he right there. Oh, call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound like a payday. If the liberals talk, he recycle that. Cheeks on the screen like, boy, pause that. iPad cheeks. That's the one they singing all week. iPad cheeks. Morning show pop with the petty on beat. iPad cheeks. Blue script preacher with the offbeat beat. iPad cheeks. Now everybody chanting, don't let it sleep. Get on. Get your mind right. Real talk, no fluff, no sidelines. We outside, bring the truth to the sunrise. 3 a.m. and yeah, we coming at the right time. Dave Anderson, morning news. Like Hook Media. Morning media just got dangerous.